Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Fantasy. Me. Add friends to become stronger. Chapter 41. 3 days later, there was a knock on Meng Chengqing's courtyard door. Junior brother Meng, I am Kong Linzu. The sound is pleasant to the ear. Plus that outstanding appearance. It immediately attracted many passing Lingxiao Peak disciples. Creak. The courtyard door opened, revealing Meng Chengqing's figure. Senior sister Kong. Meng Chengqing smiled. I won't disturb you, junior brother Meng. Kong Linzu had a beautiful smile on her face. Of course not, please come in. Meng Chengqing turned sideways. After the courtyard door was closed, the disciples watching outside started talking. That person seems to be Kong Linzu from Yaowang Peak, one of the youngest second-grade alchemists in our sect. Why did she come to our Lingxiao Peak? Because of alchemist's noble status, Yaowang Feng's status is also very high in the sect. Usually other peaks take the initiative to find them. But today it's the other way around. That's where Meng Chengqing lives. I should be here to find him. Who is Meng Chengqing? You are too ignorant about this information. Even Meng Chengqing doesn't know about it. Appreciate further details. The ghost refers to Bei Cheng, does he know? Is it the demon Dao martial artist who is at the peak of his powers? Well, this demon has been killed by this junior brother Meng. It is said that junior brother Meng only had access to the 4th layer at that time. Hiss. The 4th layer killed the 9th layer at its peak. This is too strong. Looking at the ranks of our inner disciples, not many people can do it, except for those perverts. Yes, it is indeed an exaggeration. Later, junior brother Meng rescued Kong Linzu and other disciples from Bei Cheng. Today, Kong Linzu came here, probably because she wanted to repay her gratitude. Everyone was talking. Envy gradually appeared in his eyes. After all, Kong Linzu is not an ordinary Yaowang Peak disciple. First of all, she has a beautiful appearance and is a favorite of many people. Also a second-grade alchemist with a bright future. The most important thing is that his master is a very important figure in Yaowang Peak. Being able to have a relationship with such a person. One can imagine how smooth the road ahead for martial Dao will be. Whatever elixir you want, you'll get it. Hateful. Why can't such a thing happen to me? The courtyard is elegant and quiet. There is an ancient tree planted in the corner. The breeze comes slowly, and the leaves suddenly fall, which is quite charming. The house is humble and simple, and I haven't prepared anything. I hope senior sister Kong will forgive me. Meng Chengqing took him to sit on a stone chair in the courtyard. We haven't seen each other for 4 days, but junior brother Meng has become a lot more familiar. Kong Lin gave Meng Chengqing a white look and said, "Aren't we friends? Why should we talk about this between friends? It was my fault." Meng Chengqing smiled and shook his head. Although we had established a friendship before, our contact was too little after all. They are still relatively strangers to each other. He just followed the normal progress of the relationship. Unexpectedly, Kong Linzu was more anxious than him and had already fast-forwarded. Coming here today is to fulfill a previous promise. Kong Linzu smiled sweetly. Junior brother Meng, please take a look. With that said, he took out a jade box from the gift ring. Although the jade box was closed, there was still a strong medicinal fragrance permeating the air. Meng Chengqing felt his energy and blood surge all over his body just after taking a slight sniff, which showed how powerful the thing inside was. This is the 3rd-grade elixir, the golden scale and purple blood elixir. Kong Linzu opened the jade box, and a golden elixir suddenly appeared in front of her eyes. There are many lines on the surface of gold core, like snake shapes, which seem to be alive and looming. Golden scale purple blood pill. Meng Chengqing took a slight breath. He is not an ignorant alchemy Dao novice now, he knows the weight of this elixir. 2nd-grade elixirs are already extremely precious, let alone 3rd grade. It is the high-level training resource of Sea-Opening Realm martial artist. And this golden scale purple blood pill is the supreme grade among 3rd-grade pills. The main material is the heart blood of the 3rd-level monster's golden scaled purple fire python, and is then refined with many precious spirit medicines. Its medicinal power is extremely powerful. It can also subtly strengthen the physical body to a certain extent and improve the resistance to flames. If you can take this elixir, you will definitely reach the pinnacle of enlightenment in a short time. This seems a bit too expensive. Meng Changqing calmed down his somewhat turbulent mood. He thought that Kong Linzu would bring some second-grade elixirs to thank him, but who would have thought, it turned out to be third grade. Junior brother Meng, what are you talking about? Compared with my life, it is not valuable at all. Kong Linzu immediately said, please accept it quickly. Don't refuse, otherwise I will be sad. Besides, we have other things to talk about. Okay, then I can't refuse your kindness. Senior sister Kong can come to me for help if you need it in the future. Meng Changqing nodded, within the scope of my ability, there will be no refusal. He really needs this third-grade elixir now. There is still about a month until the sect's secret realm opens, and Lingrongdan alone cannot reach the peak of the aperture opening realm. But it would be different if there was a golden scale purple blood pill. Junior brother Meng, this is what you said, I will remember it. Kong Linzu's smile was as bright as a flower. By the way, senior sister Kong mentioned something else just now, I wonder what it is. Putting the jade box away, Meng Changqing asked. Oh, I almost forgot. Kong Linzu reacted immediately, isn't the sect's secret realm about to be opened? Junior brother, you may not know this when you first come here. Let me introduce you. Of course I've never been in there before. Appreciate further details. Meng Changqing immediately perked up his ears and concentrated his attention. It's really a great pillow when you're dozing off. If the situation of secret realm could be known in advance, innate would have a huge advantage. There are two secret realms in the sect, one is named Xuanqing Realm, and the other is Taiqing Realm. The former is for us inner disciples, and the latter is for those who are true disciples and above. Kong Linzu said. It turns out there are two, separated. Meng Changqing nodded. He thought that the inner sect and the true disciple were both together. But it's normal to think about it. If all the true disciples were to participate in the inner sect, it would be two-dimensionally reducing. There is no way to survive for inner disciples. Having a place of creation like Secret Realm is a blessing from our ancestors. But his sect actually has two. It is indeed a powerful force. The Xuanqing Realm is very large and contains. Kong Linzu began to talk about everything, no matter how big or small it was. For example, if you need spirit medicine resources, go to a certain area in the southern part of Secret Realm. For exercises and the like, just go to an ancient ruins in the north. All kinds of things like that. Meng Changqing didn't dare to miss any of them and kept them all in mind. Then plan wisely. After about a moment, Kong Linzu finished speaking in detail. Thank you, senior sister, for informing me. Otherwise, when Secret Realm opens, I would be really confused about the direction. Meng Changqing said. This is the truth. After all, he had never been there before. He was new to the inner sect and had no foundation or support from his predecessors. Actually, it's not particularly precious news. When the Secret Realm is opened, the sect will also issue a map with relevant information, but we know it in advance so we can make plans early. Kong Linzu blinked her beautiful eyes. Indeed so. Meng Changqing nodded. As the saying goes, led with one step and led with every step. In addition, there will definitely be many inner disciples who will try their best to know the situation of Secret Realm in advance, such as asking some old people who have been in it before. Martial Dao is competitive. There is no absolute fairness, and even relative fairness is difficult. Junior brother Meng has just come to the inner sect and is so obsessed with cultivation that he probably won't even consider this aspect. Kong Linzu said teasingly. Senior sister understands me. Meng Changqing shook his head and smiled. In fact, when you are strong enough, you won't think too much about it. Maintaining the status quo. Do you have anything else to ask about the situation in Secret Realm? Kong Linzu held her chin with her right hand, and a few strands of black hair fell from her forehead. The breeze blows slowly, swaying slightly, which is quite beautiful. There are no problems with Secret Realm, but I have some doubts about Alchemy Dao. I hope my senior sister can give me some advice. Meng Changqing said. He has to continue to pave the way for his alchemist identity. You say. Kong Linzu's eyes lit up. This is about her area of expertise. I have read a lot of Alchemy Dao books before. Meng Changqing started making up nonsense. 3 hours later. Kong Linzu lightly covered her mouth and looked at Meng Changqing with shock in her eyes. To be honest, she had never seen anyone with such a terrifying understanding. The understanding is too strong. As long as you answer any question, you will understand it immediately, and you can even draw inferences and go deeper. With the attainments he has shown so far, he is definitely comparable to a first-grade alchemist. The talent in swordsmanship is so terrifying. Unexpectedly, this is also the case on Alchemy Dao. It's so monstrous. Junior brother Mang, why don't you come to our Medicine King Peak? Kong Linzu held Meng Chengqing's hand and invited her sincerely. Senior sister, you are serious. I am just learning casually and have no intention of practicing intensively. Meng Chengqing's face was not red but his heart was not beating. Learn whatever you want. Kong Linzu was speechless. It took me nearly 10 years of hard work to reach the second grade level 1 today. But junior brother Meng just learned casually, which is first grade. However, what she didn't know was that Meng Chengqing was already a second grader. She was just trying to prevent the gap from being too great and slowly revealing it. Wait until you have a special flame. There will be no cover-up. After all, there is no way to advance to second grade without Danha. Then Kong Linzu seemed to realize that she was holding Meng Chengqing's hand, her cheeks suddenly turned red, and she quickly let go. It was an emotion from the heart just now. That's why he acted like that. Not intentionally. Well, junior brother Meng, your hands are quite big and warm. Kong Linzu coughed lightly. I wanted to explain, but found that what I said was even weirder. The scene fell into an eerie silence. Well, I have something else to do. I'll leave first. Goodbye, junior brother Meng. The more Kong Linzu thought about it, the more shy she became. He quickly got up and left. So far, she had never been so intimate with a man. It's better to take the initiative to hold hands. The fragrant wind is far away, and the courtyard door is closed. Meng Chengqing was the only one left in the place. He pinched his eyebrows. No matter how stupid he was at this moment, he could still understand what was seen in Kong Linzu's expression and reaction. But my own martial Dao practice has just begun. Let it go. Meng Chengqing put down his hand and his eyes fell on the jade box on the table. Golden scale purple blood pill. With this elixir, it is not a problem to reach the peak of Chaodong in a short time. And this can be regarded as an additional gift from friends in addition to attributes. Just like the original Bai Suxi. Speaking of Bai Suxi, I don't know what's going on with this girl lately. Now that I have entered the inner gate, I think I will participate in this secret realm. Thinking about it, Meng Chengqing directly opened the friend list. Friend, Bai Suxi, race, human race, cultivation, aperture opening realm 4th layer. Kung Fu martial skill, origin returning Kung Fu from the underworld, 2nd level. Have you broken through again? Meng Chengqing raised his eyebrows slightly. He is indeed a person who carries great luck. I remember that more than 10 days ago, when I was still in the family, I was just aperture opening realm 2nd layer. Now it is the 4th layer. The progress is really fast. In addition, the skill has also improved. I don't know what the skill is. Anyway, it is not from the extreme profundities sect. At least I haven't seen it in the martial pavilions. You have to practice quickly. Meng Chengqing picked up the jade box and walked towards the house. Otherwise, this little girl will catch up. Soon. A month has passed. It's time to open the sect's secret realm. This month, the sect has been extremely lively. Many geniuses who were originally in seclusion have come out of seclusion. Someone made an appointment to fight on the martial arts stage. The flash of swords and shadows reveal tyrannical strength. Some people left the sect and went to the ancient city outside to challenge the masters on the hidden dragon list. Although they failed, they were still interesting to talk about. As for the inner disciples, it's just as lively. Everyone is talking about who is the number one in the inner sect now. After all, there are too many powerful geniuses. Broken Soul from Punishment Peak, the two brothers from the Shi family from Zion Peak, Crazy Sword from Shengwu Peak, Xiao Zhen from Formation Peak, and Wen Tianming from Yaowang Peak. As for Lingxiao Peak, there are some shortcomings. No one stands out in particular. The reason is very simple. The person with the special physique from the past few years has been promoted to the true successor. But fortunately, there is Meng Chengqing, so the disciples of Lingxiao Peak can at least have something to say. He would not be at an absolute disadvantage in a verbal fight with other Peak disciples. In a simple room, Meng Chengqing sat cross-legged, and you could clearly see that his black hair had grown longer. Apparently the retreat lasted a long time. The jade box in front of him was also empty. Call. Meng Chengqing suddenly opened his eyes. There seemed to be a sparkle in the eyes, turning into rainbow light, piercing through the void. At the same time, an extremely powerful aura suddenly emerged, the whole house shook faintly, and a lot of dust fell. Fortunately, the breath only lasted for a moment, and soon it was like a whale sucking all the water back into the body. Through ninth layer, Meng Chengqing smiled. It is indeed the third-grade elixir, golden scale purple blood elixir. The medicine is really powerful. Coupled with his second-grade root bone, the speed of cultivation is almost as fast as flying. It would be nice if there were a few more. It's just that elixirs have drug resistance. Taking the second pill won't have such a good effect, and it will gradually decrease in the future. Taking a deep breath, Meng Chengqing slowly stood up. At this time, he was naked and felt very oppressive. This is a change brought about by too much improvement in cultivation. If it is a breakthrough in a large realm, it will be more obvious. This is the pressure that comes with being a tyrannical person. Especially for those powerful beings, it is said that the power of one glance is enough to cause mountains to collapse and rivers to stop flowing. Now that the 9 orifices have been opened, the next step is for the 9 orifices to merge into one, absorb the vitality of heaven and earth, gather it in the Dantian, and open the secret treasure of the Danhai. Meng Chengqing's thoughts moved slightly. Only 9 light spots appeared on the surface of his body, distributed on limbs and trunk. This is the great orifice of the human body. Meridian forging realm opens up the 9 blocked veins. Aperture opening realm is to open up the 9 blocked apertures. After that, the 9 meridians become a bridge, connecting the 9 orifices, forming a hole, and opening up the secret treasure of the alchemy sea. True Qi is born. Therefore, it is still a short distance from the sea opening realm. However, as long as there are enough resources, this road can be completed quickly. There is still some remaining potency of the golden scale purple blood pill, but it is just not enough to be promoted to sea opening. Fortunately, Secret Realm will be launched. What is missing can be found in it. With my current strength, Secret Realm and his party will have nothing to worry about. Meng Chengqing twisted his neck. His black hair was loose. The strong body gives people a full visual impact. Before, he might not have dared to say this. After all, there are blood people like the Shi family brothers and hidden sect geniuses. But now, a whole body of foundation is enough to smooth out the gap here, or even surpass it. Take out a set of clean clothes from the storage ring and put them on. Meng Chengqing's temperament suddenly became calm again. He has completely digested what Kong Linzu told him before. In addition to practicing during this period, he is also making plans in his mind. In Secret Realm, where is he going and what is he going to get? It can be said to be very clear. After entering, you can rush directly to your destination without wasting any time. In Secret Realm, advance to sea opening. Meng Chengqing's eyes flashed with light. Once you enter sea opening, you will feel truly transcendent. Qualitative change in strength. Elder Feng's previous true Qi power was still fresh in his memory. In addition, after setting foot in the sea opening, his sect status will also be upgraded to true inheritance. Have more benefits and privileges. Also have to add more friends. Meng Chengqing raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Such a grand event has finally brought out those geniuses who have been in retreat. How can we miss it? After seeing the martial arts in the martial pavilions, he was already very keen on several of them. Each of the 7 martial arts has its own characteristics. If you can add it to one body, to what terrifying level can the overall strength be improved? I can do what you can, and I can do what you can't. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly there was an ancient and deep bell sound. This is the bell of the Extreme Profundities sect. It only sounds when something important happens. As Secret Realm opening. Meng Chengqing picked up the sword next to him, tied it around his waist, and stepped out of the door. The 2 secret realms are both located deep within the sect. It's just that their positions are different. The Xuanqing realm is slightly closer. The surrounding peaks are so high that they disappear into the sky. In the center is the basin, which was built into a huge square by the sect. At this time, many inner disciples had arrived. Looking around, it was densely packed with nearly 3,000 people. These are 3,000 aperture opening realm martial artists. And they are not very old. Just one of them is enough to establish a clan outside. Look, it's the broken soul of Punishment Peak. Someone with sharp eyes saw a person walking slowly, and the people around him immediately stepped aside. The visitor was tall, wearing black clothes and a cold face, giving the impression that strangers should not approach him. In Extreme Profundity's sect, Penalty Peak is in charge of the rules. Once the rules are exceeded, he will be dealt with according to the rules. He is ruthless. It is said that even the headmaster was punished by the Great Elder. Because of this, everyone stayed away from Penalty Peak. Different from other peaks, the sect leader's peak stopped accepting disciples a long time ago. The Penalty Peak is less. This also makes the disciples of Punishment Peak relatively outstanding. Because they are all the best among the best. Duanyun is currently the best among the disciples in Punishment Peak. Good at using palm skills. It is said that he has mastered a profound high-level palm technique to perfection, and is quite powerful. After leaving seclusion a month ago, He Lizong killed 2 Demon Dao martial artists one after another. Although not as good as Bei Cheng, he also suppressed Meng Chengqing's limelight. Not everyone can practice profound high-level martial arts. Even if you can redeem it, you still need a lot of resources, qualifications, understanding, etc. What's more, it's the state of perfection. The Shi brothers are here too. The exclamations started again. Then 2 burly figures appeared. He is nearly 2.5 meters tall, with explosive and bulging muscles, and he even exhales long white breaths when breathing. Like a humanoid tyrannosaurus, full of oppression. The expressions of the people around him changed slightly and they quickly got out of the way. Otherwise it will become difficult to breathe. Shi Guang, Shi Yao. Nowadays, it can be said that he is the most talked about in the outer sect. After all, his exaggerated physique is really terrifying. Many people are talking about whether they have special physiques. When Duanyun looked at the Shi brothers, his eyes narrowed. As the saying goes, it is better to meet than to be famous. Only when you actually meet them will you realize that these 2 people are far more outrageous than expected. This time the inner sect is full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers, but I will still be the strongest. Duanyun looked away and stood with his hands behind his back. As a disciple of Punishment Peak, you must be the strongest without participating in the sect Master Peak. This is also the belief he has practiced to this day. Soon, more young strong men arrived one after another. Although they were not as perverted as Duanyun and the Shi brothers, they were still absolute geniuses to the outside world. Master, is this the foundation of the sect? These people are so strong. There was a girl in the crowd wearing simple clothes, carrying a long sword on her back, looking dusty. But it still can't stop her pretty face. At this time, his big eyes were looking around, feeling both excited and shocked. It is Bai Suxi. After joining the inner sect, she did not stay in the sect to practice hard. Instead, he left after accepting the mission. I haven't come back until now. It is indeed a large number. An old voice sounded in his ears, but it's normal. After all, he is one of the dominant forces in this state. If he doesn't have this little disciple background, it won't make sense. Master, how do you think my current strength ranks among these people? Bai Suxi was a little eager to try. The people around me are all good, but they haven't reached apex level yet. The voice replied, except for the first few, there are the top 5 anyway. Top 5, Bai Suxi nodded. She didn't expect that after practicing hard for so long, she could still only be in the top 5. Don't worry, most of those people have already reached the peak of aperture opening realm. You are only at the 6th layer. When the gap in realm is made up, you will be at least in the top 3. The voice comforted. In addition, after entering the secret realm, it is best not to conflict with those 2 big guys. In them, I smell a familiar scent and have an extraordinary origin. It's a pity that my master's memory is incomplete and I can't tell them apart. Anyway, they have a very strong bloodline. You are no match for them until the origin returning skill of the underworld is completed. Yes, I understand. Bai Suxi nodded. Since master said so, it is obviously true. And just looking at it, she felt that the physique was too scary. Just like an ancient ferocious beast. By the way, I don't know how senior brother Meng is doing now. I didn't find him when I entered the inner gate. Bai Suxi stood on tiptoes and looked left and right, but she didn't see a familiar figure. Secret realm is rare, he will definitely come. Speaking of Meng Changqing, there was an obvious change in tone in his voice. When we meet again this time, your cultivation will definitely surpass his. You have great luck and have been given many opportunities. Few people can practice faster than you. As for the voice, Meng Changqing is a being who has been slapped in the face many times since she woke up, so she is a little bit resentful. More than that, Bai Suxi never thought about this, she just simply wanted to see him. After all, she was in a foreign land, and senior brother Meng was the only person who was kind to her. Consider her a friend. There were exclamations all around. Apparently more young strong men have arrived. So many people. Meng Changqing also came here. At this time, the square was already densely packed with people. He stood on the edge and did not go in. Because after entering Secret Realm, the landing point is random. There is no absolute order. This is the foundation of the sect. Meng Changqing glanced over. These disciples in the square are basically under 30 years old. Having cultivated to the aperture opening realm at this age, the probability of breaking through to the sea opening realm in the future is very high. Outside, they are basically the treasured geniuses of various small families. At the same time, Meng Changqing also looked at the panel. Different from Mission Hall, the disciples gathered today have even better attributes, and even those with third-grade root bone can see many of them. Some even have natural talents, or the understanding is relatively good. In addition, he is also very proficient in Kung Fu and martial arts. Taishuan 7 Meridians. There are 2 types of martial arts that are very unique. For example, Zion Peak. Specializing in body refining, he has a powerful body and is very tall. Formation Peak. Refining the formation into the body. There will be many patterns on the skin surface. Meng Changqing is still very enthusiastic about the techniques of these 2 meridians. Especially after seeing the martial arts introduction of Tibetan martial pavilions, I was even more excited. The most apex-level geniuses in the inner sect are probably the ones at the front. Because of the distance, Meng Changqing could not see clearly. But those people did not hide their aura. Very tyrannical. Like fireworks in the dark night, extremely eye-catching. In a chat with Kong Linzu a month ago, Kong Linzu also mentioned a few outstanding people in the inner sect. He has taken it to heart. When you are in Secret Realm, you must find a way to add him as a friend. Buzz. Suddenly, a tyrannical pressure suddenly emerged. The entire square fell into silence. I saw a middle-aged man appearing in front of the square. Wearing a blue robe and carrying a long sword. Surrounded by true chi. He is clearly a sea-opening realm powerhouse. See the elders. Everyone immediately bowed their hands and saluted. The middle-aged man nodded slightly. You can call me Elder Yi, responsible for Secret Realm. Now let me introduce the situation of Xuanqing Realm. Elder Yi started talking without any nonsense. Although Kong Linzu had already said it before, Meng Changqing still listened carefully. See if there are any differences. Xuanqing Realm is very big. There are rolling hills, ancient forests, and many scenic landscapes. Except there are plenty of opportunities. There are also certain dangers. That's monster. These monsters are all found in the Xuanqing Realm itself. Can be called indigenous. After being forcefully suppressed by the sect, he became a grindstone for his disciples. Of course, there are cases where disciples are killed by monsters, but it is very rare, because the sect will give a teleportation token, which can be quickly escaped from the Secret Realm by just crushing it. This time in the Xuanqing Realm, the sect has made certain changes. Elder Yi said slowly. The sound fell, which immediately aroused the surprise of all the disciples. Because nothing has changed before. In the territories of some powerful great monsters, many precious objects are placed, basically all of them are third grade. As soon as these words came out, there was an instant commotion. Everyone became excited. As we all know, the resources in the Xuanqing Realm are basically at the second grade stage, which is in line with the training needs of the aperture opening realm. A little higher, that is, a breakthrough that satisfies the great realm. That's all. If you want higher level resources, you have to go to Taichingqing. But now the sect has actually taken the initiative to move some high level resources to the Xuanqing Realm. This means that you can obtain the training resources of Sea Opening Realm in advance. 3rd grade, Meng Chengqing's eyes suddenly brightened. Cultivation resources are very precious, especially high-level resources. Although our sect is large, it cannot meet the training needs of every disciple. Therefore, I want to maintain a rapid pace of practice. You have to find a way to find it yourself. Go compete. If you can swallow all the high-level resources in this secret realm, you don't have to worry too much about the training requirements after breaking through to the Sea Opening Realm. Not to mention reaching the peak of Sea Opening Realm 9th layer easily. There is definitely no problem with at least 5/6 layers. The specific location of the monster is marked on the map. Elder Yi waved his right hand. But I saw countless light spots appearing and heading towards the crowd. Everyone immediately reached out to catch it. It's a map. Meng Chengqing opened it and took a look. It's almost the same as Kong Linzu said. It's just that this map is a bit rough, and many places are simply marked. No specific resources are shown. From this point of view, Kong Linzu's words were more specific, and were truly inside information. Not everyone can know. Senior Sister Kong. Meng Chengqing's eyes moved slightly. Then he shook his head slightly and focused on the center of the map. There are nearly 24 red circles. The color depth of the red circle also varies. But the overall presentation continues to deepen from the outside to the inside. Infer from this, the red circle represents the degree of danger and the preciousness of the resources within it. All in all, returns and risks are directly proportional. Meng Chengqing collected the map and put it in his arms. This sudden change in the sect really disrupted his plan. But it doesn't matter. For powerful disciples, this is actually a good change, because they can get more and better benefits. Remember, the higher the returns, the higher the risks. The strength of these monsters is different from the past, so it is best to proceed with caution. Seeing the very excited disciples, Elder Yi immediately poured cold water on them. Everyone understood instantly. Stronger than ever. Isn't that right? Many people took a slight breath of cold air. Although the monsters in the Xuanqing realm are suppressed by the sect, it does not mean that they are weak. On the contrary, it is actually very strong. Okay, come here one by one to receive the teleportation token and go in. Elder Yi said. Then he made seals with both hands and poured true qi into the square at his feet. Boom, it's like some mechanism has been triggered. The square suddenly shook, and then a huge light door appeared. Standing behind Elder Yi, there was chaos in the light gate, spinning like a whirlpool. This is the entrance to Secret Realm. Secret Realm is open. Many disciples immediately shouted, "Monster is dangerous though. But resources are more important." One by one, they took the teleportation tokens and stepped into the vortex, disappearing completely. Meng Chengqing also speeded up slightly and entered the Secret Realm. There are quite a few good talents among this group of inner disciples. Behind Elder Yi, someone suddenly appeared. He looks older than Elder Yi, has a thick beard, and carries a long knife behind his back. His whole aura was filled with a sense of wildness. This person is also an elder and has the same status as Elder Yi. Responsible for the inner door. But he was born in Shangwu Peak. Well, it's no worse than the last one, it's even better. Elder Yi nodded. A dossier appeared in his hand. The file is opened. There is information about many disciples on it. In the last year, the Duanyun of Punishment Peak would definitely have been the most outstanding disciple. After all, he has perfected a profound level high-level martial arts. Elder Yi said, but now, the two Shi family brothers from Zion Peak are suspected to have special physiques or bloodlines, and are already stronger than others in innate. In addition, I have also practiced Tiangong hegemony to perfection. Du Hunhun is no longer their opponent. Your Shang Wufeng's crazy sword is also very good, but it's a pity that you haven't perfected the crazy intention art. Xiao Zhen from Formation Peak and Wen Tianming from Yaowang Peak are in the same situation. Your information is out of date. The corner of Elder Lin's mouth was slightly raised, but his beard was too thick to be seen clearly. Crazy sword has reached perfection. Hearing this, Elder Yi raised his eyebrows slightly. Shang Wufeng's Judgment of Madness was born out of a higher level martial arts canon. It is also a profound level advanced technique. In this case, the broken soul will have no advantage. By the way, didn't a monster appear in your Lingxiao Peak recently? With just the aperture opening realm, I realized the power of the sword, and with the 4th layer realm, I killed the demon Zibei Chank. Elder Lin said with a smile. The hidden envy can be clearly heard in the words. The power of martial Dao is something that not everyone can understand. Even many true disciples have never had it. Well, this son's name is Meng Changqing, and he just entered the inner sect not long ago. It's really scary in terms of understanding. It's a pity that Secret Realm opened too quickly and didn't give him enough time to grow. If you can learn a profound level high-level martial arts, coupled with the strength of the sword, even the Shi family brothers may be able to defeat them. Elder Yi replied. Regarding Meng Changqing's situation, in fact, when he entered the inner gate, it had already been passed to the top of the sect. To be precise, they are the top leaders of Lingxiao Peak. It is not difficult for a disciple who can understand the power of martial Dao to enter the hidden dragon ranking, which can make up for the vacancy that the sect has recently been knocked down by other forces. In addition, future achievements will not be low. He can definitely become the mainstay of the sect. I thought that a big shot would personally take action and accept him as a disciple, but the higher-ups were unusually quiet. There was no reaction, which was really strange. But this is still a nugget of gold. I believe the higher-ups have other considerations. The power of martial Dao, the true meaning of martial Dao, these are the biggest external forces of our ordinary martial artists. Only by understanding them can we compete with these people of innate physique and innate bloodline. Elder Lin sighed, and then shook his head. Forget it, let's not talk about this anymore. Although the sect has put a lot of high-level resources in the secret realm this time, it has also greatly increased the difficulty. Not everyone can get it. Especially the deep red chance point in the central strip. I feel like even the Shi brothers can't get it. After all, that monster has developed intelligence and possesses. The sky is spinning, the stars are moving. There seem to be countless brilliance passing by in an instant. All 5 senses are lost in it. By the time his vision returned to clarity, he was already in a foreign land. Rubbed his eyes. Meng Changqing sat up from the grass. But the sky and the earth are high and far away, the green plain seems to be endless, and the mountains rising one after another in the distance can be vaguely seen. The blue wind is coming slowly. The patches of grass suddenly created waves like the sea. Is this the secret realm? Meng Changqing looked around. There is actually not much difference from the outside. If I have to say it, the sky here is always gloomy. Hidden by dark clouds, the golden light cannot be seen. Except for him, there was no one around. Apparently, no one was with him. Determine the location first. Meng Changqing took out the map and made a judgment based on some unique landforms. Is it a plain of weeds? Meng Changqing's eyes moved slightly, confirming the position. Then a joyful expression appeared on his face. Because this location is very close to a chance point set up by a sect. Good luck. Meng Changqing collected the map and put it in his arms. Speeding towards that opportunity point. Secret Realm is open for a total of 7 days. His plan was to clear up as many of these opportunities as possible before proceeding with the original plan. This mark is light red in color. It can be said to be the most peripheral opportunity point. But for Meng Changqing, it was enough. Although he is strong now, he doesn't think he can defeat the level 3 monster. The gap between great realms is not so easy to overcome. Especially those who have mastered the qualitative change of transcendent level like sea opening. After about a stick of incense, Meng Changqing left the weed plain and entered an ancient forest. It's eerily quiet here. There was no abnormal sound at all, and even the wind could only be heard occasionally. There are quite a few monsters in the Xuanqing realm, but I haven't encountered one even after going deep into them for so long. Then there is only one answer. There is a very powerful monster in the area of more than 10 miles below your feet. Monsters are very territorial. Never allow other living creatures to move freely in their own territory. Let's take a look at how strong this light red monster is. In Meng Changqing's opinion, it's just light red, so it shouldn't be a level 3 monster. Otherwise, how many people can get it? But just in case, Meng Changqing should be cautious and check around first. After a while, Meng Changqing stopped on a thick branch. Not far away is a wide valley with thousands of walls on both sides. It is very steep. Occasionally, gravel will roll down and make a banging sound. In the center of the valley, there is a monster crawling. This monster is quite huge, nearly 30 meters long, and its body is red and covered with scales. There were 2 pairs of blood-red eyes on the ferocious face. Iron-armored flame lion. Meng Chengqing read out the name of this monster. Among the monster clan, it is considered a powerful race. Not only does his defense power be terrifying, he is also gifted with the power to control fire. He can spit out flames and burn mountains and rivers. Fortunately, it's not level 3. Meng Chengqing looked slightly relaxed. If it is a level 3 monster, then the monstrous power in the body will be converted into monster chi, which is similar to the human true chi. But this armored flame lion obviously doesn't have it. But judging from its aura, it is also very strong, almost the limit of level 2. Equivalent to the pinnacle of the Terran Aperture opening realm. It can be solved, but, looking at the armored flame lion, Meng Chengqing suddenly had a whim. The definition of friends should not be limited to the human race, right? Who says you can't be friends with monster? Thinking about it, Meng Chengqing stared at the armored flame lion, and his exploratory eyes opened. Basic information. Name: Iron Armored Flame Lion. Race: Monster. Level: Level 2 Peak. Property information. Monster Race Talent: Iron Armor. Monster Race Talent: Flame Breath. It really does. Meng Chengqing's eyes flashed with joy. If a panel is displayed, it means it is within the rules of the system. Can be added as a friend. In this case, wouldn't I be able to acquire monster's talents? Meng Chengqing's hands under his sleeves were slightly clenched. Also called talent, monster's talent is much stronger than human talent. After all, monster cannot practice exercises, so all the power is gathered in the talent. However, it is really difficult to add monsters as friends because they do not have absolute intelligence. In other words, spiritual intelligence is not born at birth. It needs to be practiced, and when the strength reaches a certain stage, it will be slowly opened. Only then are they considered intelligent beings. This armored flame lion obviously doesn't have much intelligence, at most it has some spirituality. Basically guided by instinct. Let's try it first. Meng Chengqing was eager to try, then tiptoed and fell towards the valley. Roar! Sensing the presence of a strange aura, the originally sleeping iron-armored flame lion suddenly opened his eyes. In the blood-red eyes, there was a strong murderous intent. It's a taste that disgusts it. In other words, the disgust comes from deep within the blood. Human race. The armored flame lion stood up, its huge body like a hill, and its breath was hot and powerful. So that the whole valley became hot and dry. Seeing this scene, Meng Chengqing, who had just landed, immediately put away the smile on his face. He was also ready to say hello. But judging from the appearance of the iron-armored flame lion, it was obvious that he didn't have any friendly thoughts. The murderous intent and bloodlust in those eyes were almost unconcealed. A completely instinct-led beast. It seems that there is no way for you and me to be friends. Meng Chengqing said with some regret, and then pulled out the sword from his waist. The faint sound of swords echoed in the valley. There are a lot of monsters in Secret Realm. If this one doesn't work, you can look for others. Behind the armored flame lion, there is an obvious jade platform, and on the jade platform there is a medicine bottle. That was the opportunity arranged by the sect. It looks like it should be elixir resources. I just don't know what kind of elixir it is. Roar! The armored flame lion ran straight towards Meng Chengqing without any hesitation. With each step, the valley seemed to shake. Dust and sand are flying, and blazing flames are brewing in the mouth of the armored lion, ready to pour out at any time. Aha! The sharp claws swept across, and several boulders were easily shattered into slag, leaving extremely deep claw marks on the ground. If this happened to ordinary Tongchao, he would be seriously injured even if he didn't die. Meng Chengqing used his sword step and disappeared. When he reappeared, he was already behind the armored flame lion. But the iron-armored flame lion also reacted very quickly. The thick tail sweeps like a heavy hammer. Meng Chengqing raised his eyebrows slightly. Taking a few steps back seems slow but is actually very fast. Missed by a hair's breadth. It is indeed a level 2 peak monster. Whether it is strength, speed, reaction ability, etc., it is far beyond what the original group of demon wolves can match. Meng Chengqing's body is like a flying dragon, and he always avoids the killing moves of the armored flaming lion. And among the second-level monsters, this armored flame lion is considered to be the top one. It is not something that ordinary aperture-opening realm of the same level can deal with. It's a pity that although it is strong, it is not difficult for him. The reason why he did not kill it immediately was mainly because he wanted to see the attack methods of these monsters. After all, I used to basically fight with people. I rarely play against monster. Roar. Seeing that his attacks failed again and again, the iron-armored flame lion suddenly became angrier, and the flames in his mouth were brewing to the extreme. Facing Meng Chengqing's position, he opened his mouth directly. Flame breath. Boom. The rolling magma pours out like a flood. It overwhelms the mountains and forests, burns everything, and fills the air with thick smoke. Within a radius of 100 meters, everything becomes a domain of fire. The armored flame lion closed its mouth. Blood-red eyes glanced around. The aura of disgust seems to have disappeared, so he must be dead. But soon, it suddenly looked forward. I saw an ancient tree still standing there. There is a cold air surrounding it, blocking the flow of magma. And on the top of the ancient tree, there is a Taoist shadow standing. Holding a long sword, white clothes beat the snow, black hair dances lightly. It was the human race just now. Not dead. Roar. The armored flame lion roared again and charged forward. The scales outside his body quickly turned red, filled with an indestructible aura. Obviously the second talent, iron armor, was used. Since we can't be friends, I can only send you to burial. Meng Chengqing whispered. The testing ground is almost there. In terms of strength alone, Monster's talent is indeed terrifying. It is something he is born with and is imprinted in his blood. There is no need to practice any techniques at all. Once the levels are reached, they will naturally wake up one by one. On the other hand, most of the human race is a process of struggle from scratch. However, any race has upper and lower limits. Although Monster's lower limit is high, its upper limit is obviously lower than that of humans. Otherwise, we would not have failed in the racial war a long time ago. Calm your mind. Meng Chengqing held the hilt of the sword with his right hand, held it in front of his eyes, and wiped the sword's body with 2 fingers of his left hand. At this moment, his originally hot energy and blood suddenly became extremely cold. It vaguely turned into a crescent moon behind him. Linglong Hanyu Sword Sutra. Profound level advanced swordsmanship. Although he has had it for a while, Meng Chengqing has never used it. The reason is simple. No one can force this trump card for now. The armored flame lion in front of me is no ordinary monster, it is powerful. Although the wind and thunder sword technique alone can win the battle, after all, it has the bonus of sword power, the battle situation will definitely be more anxious. And he is not a person who likes to find fault. Why fight if it can be solved easily? Linglong Hanyu Bing Jojo. Meng Chengqing disappeared at the top of the ancient tree in an instant, heading towards the armored flame lion. The steps change wildly. It's the sword step. At the same time, an extremely sharp momentum emerges from the body. Like a peerless sword unsheathed. With all kinds of blessings. Let the cold air on the sword become stronger. Wherever you go, there is frost everywhere, even the hot magma is frozen. This sword is Meng Chengqing's most powerful sword so far. Extremely powerful, so much so that even the iron-armored flame lion felt deeply uneasy and throbbing. It knew that this sword could not be blocked by itself. However, the hostility and instinct in the bloodline did not choose to stop, but increased the stimulation of monstrous power to continuously improve the defense. Trying to fight it. Boom. The two finally collided together. The terrifying cold air instantly enveloped the armored flame lion. The huge body froze in place. This is not a simple cold energy, it is essentially sword energy, extremely sharp, it can easily seep through the gaps in the scales and sink into the body. Freeze all the organs in the body. This is quite an astonishing scene. The armored flame lion stands on the spot like an ice sculpture, and the magma in its mouth is still shining. But the luster in his eyes was gradually dissipating. Its life has also been frozen. Aha! Several rays of sword light flashed through, and the armored flame lion was shattered into pieces. As a level 2 monster, there are a lot of valuable materials on its body. Even if you don't use it, you can send it back to your family when you have time. Anyway, You have the storage ring now and there is enough space. After disposing of the body, Meng Chengqing looked not far away. Although this place has experienced fierce battles, the jade platform still stands there, motionless, even unscathed. It seems to have special protection. It can avoid the impact of the battle and prevent monster from having strange thoughts. Sheath the sword. Meng Chengqing came to the jade platform. At close range, it was discovered that there was actually a formation under the jade platform. It is this formation that protects the jade platform from damage. Move your eyes to the medicine bottle. Reach out and pick it up. But I saw 4 words written on the medicine bottle. Little broken mirror pill. Meng Chengqing's pupils shrank instantly. As a second-grade alchemist, how could he not know that this elixir is specifically used for the breakthrough of the aperture opening realm? As we all know, true qi is the fusion of one's own qi and blood with the vitality of heaven and earth, so at the time of breakthrough, one's own qi and blood must be in a very strong state. Stay in balance with the vitality of heaven and earth. Otherwise, once it is suppressed, then the breakthrough will fail. And this little mirror breaking pill can provide a large amount of long-lasting energy and blood when breaking through. And it can also reduce the repulsion between qi and blood and the vitality of heaven and earth. Accelerate integration. So as long as this thing is there, there will basically be no problem in breaking through. Unless the qualifications are too poor. The little broken mirror pill is a precious pill of the 3rd grade level. This is just a light red chance point, but it is such a good thing. Meng Chengqing calmed down and asked, or is this a special case? Then Meng Chengqing shook his head. His eyes became brighter. There is no point in delving into this, but it is a good thing anyway. Now that he has this little broken mirror pill, he doesn't need to find any spirit medicine. Just find a quiet place and take your breakthrough. See opening realm. Meng Chengqing raised the corners of his mouth slightly. I didn't expect to reach this point so quickly. Rusty. Suddenly there were footsteps. Meng Chengqing narrowed his eyes slightly and turned around. Although the sect stipulates that you cannot kill each other, it does not say that you cannot rob. So you still have to be vigilant. Junior brother Meng. However, the figure walking towards him made a familiar voice. It was Kong Linzu. When she saw that it was Meng Chengqing, Qingmei's face suddenly showed a look of surprise, and she quickly waved her hand. Senior sister Kong. Meng Chengqing was a little surprised. He didn't expect that the first fellow student he met would be Kong Linzu. This fate is really wonderful. I didn't expect it to be you. Did you kill the monster here? Kong Linzu looked around, and finally her eyes fell on the armored flame lion, feeling a little shocked. She could sense that this was an extremely powerful monster. There is a high probability that it is the 2nd level peak. It was something she couldn't handle anyway. In other words, only a monster like Junior Brother Meng can be easily killed. Is Senior Sister Kong also here to look for resources? Meng Chengqing raised the medicine bottle in his hand. Yeah, but since Junior Brother Meng has got it, I'll go look elsewhere. Kong Linzu smiled sweetly. Then he noticed the words on the medicine bottle again, and surprise appeared in his eyes. It's actually the little broken mirror pill. The sect is too generous. This thing is very precious. Although the refining technique is not difficult, the materials are quite difficult to find. Yes, this is just a light red opportunity dot. I don't know what is in the dark red opportunity dot. Meng Chengqing nodded. Wait a minute, Junior Brother Meng, you have actually reached the peak of the aperture opening realm. As if she noticed something, Kong Linzu lightly covered her mouth, a little shocked. Remember that a month ago, Junior Brother Meng just aperture opening realm 5th layer. Thanks to the golden scale purple blood pill given by Senior Sister, otherwise I would not have been able to break the mirror continuously for such a period of time. Meng Chengqing smiled. You must have good qualifications, Junior Brother, otherwise you would not be able to absorb the power of the medicine so quickly. Kong Linzu's complexion slowly returned to normal, and then she became a little excited. Since you have reached a sufficient level, and now you still have the little mirror breaking pill, then Junior Brother, you can make a breakthrough right away. Yes, I am preparing to find a secluded place, Meng Chengqing said. Then let me protect you. Kong Linzu volunteered. Well, I'll thank you, Senior Sister. Meng Chengqing thought for a while and nodded. A breakthrough of this kind of big realm still requires a quiet and safe environment. Once disturbed, the probability of breakthrough failure will be greatly increased. In the sect, there is no need to worry about these, but this is the secret realm. That's too polite again. Aren't we friends? This is what friends should do. Kong Linzu raised her hand and gently hammered Meng Chengqing's chest. Hear the words. Meng Chengqing coughed lightly. How could he feel that the person who understood the system was not himself, but Kong Linzu? These words should obviously come from his own mouth, but now it is the other way around. Because monster has a strong sense of territory. Therefore, in the territory of the iron-armored flame lion, there will basically be no second monster. Therefore, Meng Chengqing did not choose to leave too far to find a breakthrough. But look for it nearby. Deep in the dense forest, I found a relatively secret cave. Junior brother Meng, don't worry. As long as I'm here, not a single mosquito will fly in, let alone monster. Kong Linzu said very confidently. At the same time, he turned his right hand over, and purple flames burned in his palm. This is Dan Fire. Although alchemist is not good at fighting, that is relative. An alchemist of Kong Linzu's level still has a few tricks up his sleeve. Meng Chengqing smiled slightly and walked into the cave. Junior brother Meng's cultivation progress is too fast. It should be second-grade root bone. If this continues, I'm afraid I will be far behind. Seeing Meng Chengqing's back gradually disappearing into the darkness, Kong Linzu pursed her lips, her watery eyes a little complicated, but it's okay. I have completed all the studies given by Master, and I can concentrate on it from now on. Practice. I will never become strangers to junior brother Meng. In the world of spiritual practice, strength is respected. Many people are friends at the beginning, but then gradually become strangers. There is no other reason. When there is a huge difference in strength, each other's circles will be different, and it will be difficult to have intersections. Half a day later, in the cave, Meng Chengqing sat cross-legged. At this moment, his state has been adjusted to its peak. A breakthrough is possible. 9 meridians or bridges, 9 orifices are integrated into one, and 8 is round, reaching directly to Dantian. Meng Chengqing silently recited the formula for promotion to sea opening. There is no turning back to achieve a breakthrough in a big realm. Either it succeeds or it fails, there is no return intact. My body is strong enough to withstand the power of heaven and earth. Meng Chengqing no longer hesitated. A thought came to my mind. The 9 great veins instantly connected the 9 great orifices, and each of them officially became one. It actually looks like a formation diagram, permeated with ancient and mysterious charm. At the same time, Meng Chengqing also discovered that he could see inside. You can clearly see what's going on inside your body. Blood vessels, meridians, organs, etc. And at Dantian, a gray vortex-like chaos appeared. When the 9 orifices are united, the alchemy sea originally hidden deep in the physical body will be revealed. Next, draw in the vitality of heaven and earth. Meng Chengqing took out the small broken mirror pill and swallowed it in one gulp. At the same time, the 9 great orifices were completely opened. Boom! Outside the cave, a strong wind suddenly arose. That's because the vitality of heaven and earth has been pulled and is rolling in. It is so rich that it even turns into a rain, nourishing all living things. The majestic vitality of heaven and earth surges towards the Dan Sea through the great orifice and along the great veins. The medicinal power of Xiaopo Jingdan was also transformed into qi and blood. The two finally came together in the whirlpool of Danhai. 2 forces of different nature collided and repelled directly. Mutually incompatible, but there seems to be a mysterious power in the Danhai, which suppresses it forcefully. In addition, the repellent properties of Xiaopo Jingdan are added. Therefore, the stalemate between the two did not last long, and they soon began to merge. Has it started yet? Kong Linzu, who was sitting outside the cave, saw the situation above her head and immediately knew that Meng Chengqing had officially begun to break through. And this is also the most critical moment. There must be no interruptions. Otherwise, it is easy to lose all your efforts, or even be seriously injured and dying. Roar! But at this moment, a roar of a beast came from far away. Although the distance was far away, Kong Linzu could feel that the monster might be aware of the situation here. But it's understandable. After all, the fluctuations in the vitality of heaven and earth are too obvious. Some monsters who are naturally sensitive to vitality will naturally feel it. I hope I'm overthinking it. Kong Linzu frowned slightly. But soon, her complexion turned ugly. Because the feet gradually began to feel vibrations, it was obvious that a huge monster was approaching. And the most important thing is, there seems to be more than one. Monster has an instinctive hostility towards humans. Unless it is spiritually enabled, once it is discovered, it will definitely be a life and death battle. There is no way to avoid it. Kong Linzu took a deep breath. There was determination in his eyes. Although fighting is not his strong point, he must ensure Junior Brother Meng's breakthrough. With Junior Brother Meng's strength, as long as the breakthrough is successful, even a third-level monster can be defeated. I should have known. I would have asked Master for some powerful secret weapons for combat. Kong Linzu felt a little regretful. The main reason is that this is only in the Xuanqing realm, and the risk factor is not high. If she can't be beaten, she can escape. She is still very confident when it comes to escaping. But the problem now is that she can't escape. Boom boom boom. As time passes little by little, the vitality in the air became more and more intense, almost turning into white clouds. This kind of scene can be seen even from 10 miles away. And the shaking feeling under my feet became more and more intense. It is estimated that 2 monsters are coming here. Roar, the first monster to appear. It is very huge, nearly 50 meters long, and its body is covered with barbs. The Iron Bone Beast. Kong Linzu recognized the type of monster. It was almost on par with the Armored Flame Lion just now, and it was the second-level peak. Roar, another one popped up on the right. Although it is small in size, its whole body is flashing with lightning, and its face has 8 eyes, showing a fierce look. Thunder Cloud Leopard, another level 2 peak monster. Kong Linzu's face turned pale. It was difficult for her to deal with one, let alone 2. Not all monsters in Secret Realm are so strong. It's just that those who can be attracted by the vitality of heaven and earth will not be ordinary monsters. It's tricky. Kong Linzu took a deep breath, but a look of determination appeared on her beautiful face. The blood and chi in the body surged. The purple flame in the palm suddenly burned and surrounded the whole body. This is animal fire. And in the beast fire, the level is not low. Roar, lightning flashed. The Thunder Cloud Leopard took the lead, but did not rush towards Kong Linzu. But a cave. The aura surging inside was much more dangerous than this woman. Stop it. Kong Linzu tiptoed, her clothes flying. The hands are as clear as floating catkins. The seals are pinched one after another. Wai Yuan show. With one palm shot, purple fire swept across. But what came face to face was bright lightning. Boom. The two collide. The lightning shattered and the purple fire rolled back. Kick, kick, kick. Kong Linzu took several steps back before regaining her balance. His face was slightly pale. There was a faint blood-red color at the corner of the mouth. After all, she is only the aperture opening realm 7th layer and cannot compare to these level 2 peak monsters. Roar. The Iron Bone Beast doesn't wait any longer. Attack at the same time as Thunder Cloud Leopard. Because they felt that the aura in the cave was growing rapidly. If we don't solve it, there will be great terror. Whoosh. Densely dense barbs shot out from the body of the mountain Iron Bone Beast. Like a heavy rain. Control the fire-burning sun purple flame holy shield. Kong Linzu gritted her teeth. The purple fire around him turned into a huge shield, blocking him in front of him. Boom boom boom. The shield kept retreating after being hit, and Kong Linzu also seemed to have been hit hard, with red blood overflowing from her mouth. Click. Lightning blast. The shield finally couldn't hold up anymore and instantly shattered, hitting Kong Linzu's chest directly. But there was a light flickering in the chest. Blocked the blow. At this time, Kong Linzu had retreated to the edge of the cave. The breath became extremely chaotic. She is just a weak, pitiful and helpless alchemist. It is not easy to be able to block so many attacks. I will never allow you to disturb Junior Brother Meng. Kong Linzu wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth. Stand up straight. The eyes are full of determination. Roar. The Thundercloud Leopard roared. Dense lightning surged from his mouth, far more powerful than before, and he obviously used all his strength. It's over. Kong Linzu's pupils narrowed. She knew that even if she could block this move, she would fall into a coma. Junior Brother Meng, I tried my best. Kong Linzu gritted her teeth. But he took the initiative to greet him. Purple flame holy shield. Boom. However, at the time of the collision, the imagined pain did not occur. In other words, it was not encountered at all. Kong Linzu immediately looked forward. I didn't know when there was an extra person in front of me. Black hair dances lightly, white clothes are like frost. Thank you, Senior Sister Kong. Leave the rest to me. The figure tilted his head slightly, showing a gentle smile. Junior Brother Meng. Kong Linzu had a look of surprise in her eyes. Since Junior Brother Meng appears here, it is obvious that he has succeeded in breaking through. Step into the sea-opening realm. Roar. The eyes of the two monsters flashed with solemnity. They can sense the aura of this human being, which is very powerful, comparable to level 3. It seems it's still too late. I didn't go looking for you, but you took the initiative to send me to my door. The smile on Meng Chengqing's face gradually disappeared, and his eyes became cold. If he had been a little later, Kong Linzu would have been in danger. Even if he wouldn't die, he would at least be seriously injured. It took a lot of effort to get to this secret realm. Once seriously injured, the only option is to crush the teleportation token and get out. One can imagine how great the loss was. And all this is for him. Roar. The two monsters did not choose to escape. Instead, it rushed forward like an armored flaming lion. Monster without intelligence would only be driven by instinct. The hostility deep in their bloodline dominates their choices. Court death, Meng Chengqing said coldly. His right hand was slightly raised and his fingers spread out. Cold white mist spread out from the body. This is true qi that belongs exclusively to sea-opening realm. True qi surges, transformed into two giant frost swords that were nearly 30 meters long. Town. Meng Chengqing clenched his fingers fiercely. Aha! The giant sword cuts through the air. As fast as the wind. The two monsters had no time to react. Boom boom. Under the power of true qi, their proud defense is not worth mentioning at all. Directly penetrated, flying upside down with his huge body. Nailed hard on the ancient tree. Countless cold air poured into the body, freezing everything. Soon, the two monsters turned into ice sculptures, and finally cracked and shattered all over the ground. Once you enter sea opening, it is transcendent. Just standing there is enough to make the difference between life and death. Plop. Seeing that monster was dealt with, Kong Linzu's tense nerves immediately relaxed. And the suppressed pain all over his body also came like a flood. Her knees weakened and she knelt on the ground. The attack of the level 2 peak monster is not so easy to catch. Moreover, the fire controlling and burning yang technique she practices does not require defense. Although it is a body refining technique, it is only used to contain special flames. Pa-da! The hosta on his head also slipped off and fell into two pieces on the ground. Her hair is like a waterfall, flowing down. Senior Sister Kong. Meng Chengqing's figure flashed and he quickly supported him. At the same time, he took out a second-grade healing elixir and gave it to Kong Linzu to take. Congratulations to Junior Brother Meng, you will be a true disciple from now on. Kong Linzu looked pale, but a smile still appeared on her face. If it weren't for Senior Sister, I might not be able to do it today. Meng Chengqing said seriously. With his background, even if he failed, he would only suffer moderate injuries. After all, he is physically strong. But in a short period of time, there will definitely be no breakthrough. Secret Realm is only open for 5 days. What Sea Opening Realm can do is beyond what Aperture Opening Realm can do. I just tried my best. The crisis was over, and she was in the mood to joke. Moreover, the injury was not as serious as imagined, and it did not damage the root. With a little care, he could recover quickly. Anyway, thanks to Senior Sister this time, I will remember this favor. Meng Chengqing said solemnly. If the one last time counts, there are only 2. Kong Linzu pursed her lips and smiled. The healing elixir she had taken began to take effect, making her complexion look much better. That's 2. Meng Chengqing also smiled and nodded, then picked up Kong Linzu and walked towards the cave. This place is quiet, Senior Sister Kong will rest and heal first. Okay. Kong Linzu immediately lowered her eyes. A crimson color appeared on the snow-white face. Only then did she react. He seemed to be in Junior Brother Meng's arms. Although she was extremely shy inside, her body showed no resistance at all. On the contrary, she felt very comfortable. Very warm. If only it could stay like this. Sister, if you need anything, just call me. Meng Chengqing placed Kong Linzu in place and walked outside. A healing environment requires quietness. Yeah. Come outside the cave. Seems to have noticed something. Meng Chengqing bent down and picked up the broken hosta. There is nothing special about this hosta. It's just ordinary decoration. But he didn't throw it away, but held it in his hand. The process of breaking through the sea-opening realm itself did not encounter many obstacles. Everything was smooth sailing. Of course, the main thing is the small mirror-breaking pill. Otherwise, the repulsion between chi and blood and the vitality of heaven and earth cannot be offset so easily. The power of true chi. Meng Chengqing's left hand is open with the palm facing upward. A wisp of cold white true chi emerged. True chi does not have any attributes. But if the martial arts you practice have a matching Heart Sutra, you can turn them into the Heart Sutra true chi. In layman's terms, it's dying. For example, he practiced the Linglong Hanyu Sword Sutra, and after running the Heart Sutra, what he used was Hanyu true chi. In fact, for any profound level martial arts, sea-opening realm is the realm where its power can truly be exerted. Many wonderful uses can be realized one by one. For example, the Frost Giant sword just now. If there is enough true chi, it can become nearly 100 meters long, or even extend infinitely. Or hundreds, thousands. Of course, the premise is that the spirit and will must also keep up. Perhaps because of his 2 lifetimes, Meng Chengqing feels that his spiritual will is still good. For another example, the frozen environment turns into a land of frost and snow, like a domain. Fighting in this environment will only continuously strengthen oneself and weaken the enemy. Finally set foot in this realm. Meng Chengqing raised the corners of his mouth slightly, and a smile appeared on his face. Sea-opening realm brings not only an improvement in strength, but also many other things that come with it. Chapter 51. The second day. Meng Chengqing is still sitting outside the cave. There are no sun, moon or stars in the secret realm, so you have to rely on yourself to estimate time. While Kong Linzu was recovering from her injuries, Meng Chengqing did not waste any time and kept consolidating her own state. The practice of sea-opening realm. It is mainly the practice of improving true chi. But there are 2 difficulties. First, the consumption of resources is very large, far exceeding that of Tongchao. The second is the need to understand the secret of the Danhai. This is where the test of understanding begins. Although some people have good root bone qualifications, if their understanding is average, their cultivation progress will not be fast. Fortunately, after integrating his aunt's attributes, he also has advanced understanding. Don't be stuck by your understanding. Phew. At a certain moment, Meng Chengqing slowly opened his eyes, and the breath that was originally uncontrollable and leaking out of his body had all restrained. This means that the consolidation of the realm has been completed. No need to worry about the risk of falling. Danhai, it is really a mysterious place. During the period of consolidation, he also looked inwards at his Danhai. That whirlpool-like chaos, just like the deep night sky, it exudes a mysterious flavor. Every inch is a new place that requires him to spend time exploring and understanding. It is said that in addition to the Dan Sea, there is also the Consciousness Sea, which is the spiritual secret that belongs to all living things. Recalling the records in some ancient books, Meng Chengqing's eyes moved slightly. Then he shook his head again. Because for him now, exploring the spiritual land is really too far away. Just this Danhai, I haven't figured it out yet. Let's finish the road in front of us first. I have arrived at the sea-opening realm now. I can open the sealed box that my aunt left for me. Meng Chengqing remembered this. My aunt's origin is extraordinary. And what was given to him so carefully was certainly not an ordinary thing. But my aunt had warned me. Don't show it to others easily. After thinking about it, I decided to give up and take it out for research now. Although senior sister Kong doesn't have any bad thoughts towards him, it's better to do less than to do more. Ta. Suddenly there were footsteps behind him. Meng Chengqing immediately stood up and turned around. It was Kong Linzu. After a night of healing, she was basically fine, except for some damage to her energy and blood. Thank you for your hard work, junior brother, for keeping up until now. Kong Linzu smiled sweetly. Sister, you are serious. This is what I should do. You protected me yesterday, and I will naturally repay you. Meng Chengqing answered. Having said that, it also took up a lot of your time. With your current level of cultivation in Sea Opening Realm, you can probably get a lot of high-level resources. Kong Linzu said. Sometimes something has to happen in life. It should be mine and I won't miss it. Meng Chengqing smiled slightly. Junior brother, you are free and easy. Then, I won't drag you down anymore. Although she wanted to stay with Meng Chengqing, Kong Linzu also knew that this was the secret realm, not a place where children could love each other. Gotta hurry up. With this burden of my own, it will only slow down Meng Chengqing's search for resources. Besides, she also has her own things to do. We'll chat after secret realm. Good. Meng Chengqing thought for a moment and nodded. Then he spread his right hand. The broken hosta was exposed. Is this something important to you, senior sister? Although there is nothing special about the hosta, this thing is not good for people. It may be a relatively valuable thing for some people. I've been using it for many years, but it's nothing important. Kong Linzu shook her head, took out a new hair from her storage ring, and tied up her waterfall-like hair again. It immediately gives people a gentle and elegant feeling. Meng Chengqing's eyes were fixed. I have to say that in terms of appearance, senior sister Kong is still very apex level. Almost on par with my aunt and Bai Suxi. Sensing Meng Chengqing's gaze, Kong Linzu bit her lip, feeling a little shy but also a little happy. Have you been using it for many years? After coming back to his senses, Meng Chengqing held the hosta tightly and said with a smile, no matter what, this thing is broken because of me. I will buy a better one in the future as an apology. Then I'll remember it. Kong Linzu was a little happy. At least this was the promise Junior Meng gave her. But she didn't take it too seriously, because martial Dao's practice lasted so long that many things would be forgotten. Not to mention such a trivial matter. In her opinion, it would be great if junior brother Meng had this intention. Let's go, let me take you to a few places first. Meng Chengqing said. Where? Boom. The huge ice sculpture fell to the ground with a crash. Shattered. It is a level 2 peak monster. But now there is no breath at all. Sister, take it. Arriving in front of the jade platform, Meng Chengqing said with a smile. Kong Linzu immediately stepped forward and picked up the spirit medicine on the jade platform. At that time, she didn't quite understand where Meng Chengqing was taking her. But it soon became clear. It turns out to be these places of opportunity. Before the breakthrough, junior brother Meng could brush these opportunity points alone, let alone now. Destroyed with just one sword strike. Junior brother Meng also gave up all the high-level resources on the jade platform to her. Thank you, junior brother Meng. It's enough. You don't need to give me any more. Kong Linzu was moved in her heart. In fact, these opportunities arranged by the sect are not prepared for ordinary disciples at all. And with her strength, it is absolutely impossible to obtain it. But now, under the leadership of Meng Chengqing, they have won 2 in a row. Know what can be placed at the point of opportunity. But they are all precious things. Ding. The favorability level has been increased to 3 stars. Acquired attribute. 3rd grade root bone. The voice of the system sounded in my mind. This made Meng Chengqing stunned. He just purely wanted to repay Kong Linzu, and had no such purpose at all. Unexpectedly, his favorability level actually increased. Samsung favorability. This is also ranked 2nd among friends. Second only to my aunt. In addition to rewards, Meng Chengqing also wanted to see if the resources in these light red opportunity spots were all little mirror pills. But after observing these 2 opportunities, it's not true. Obviously, the resources in the opportunity point are different. What is also certain is that the little broken mirror pill is the most valuable among all the light red chance points. It is the real 3rd grade. Others, such as spirit medicine at these 2 points of opportunity, can only be said to be barely approaching the 3rd grade. For him, it is no longer of great use. Junior brother Meng, I'll leave first. I wish you a great harvest in Secret Realm. Kong Linzu smiled sweetly. Then he turned and left. Although junior brother Meng didn't say anything, he had to be sensible and couldn't delay junior brother Meng any longer. Okay, senior sister Kong, walk slowly. Meng Chengqing nodded. Kong Linzu's back gradually disappeared from sight. Meng Chengqing also withdrew his gaze. In Secret Realm, it is indeed much more convenient to be alone. Of course, there is a premise here, that is, one's own strength must be strong. Otherwise, you can only team up with others. Thinking about it, Meng Chengqing opened his character panel. Host, Meng Chengqing. Race, human race. Cultivation, sea opening realm first layer. Root bone, second grade. Comprehension, superior. Kung Fu and martial arts, Linglong Hanyu Sword Sutra, perfect fire control and burning yang Kung Fu, perfect sword step, perfect. Talent, dexterous hands, rough skin and thick flesh, clever eyes. Unfused attribute, third grade root bone. Remaining reward, profound level martial technique attainment card 1. Just now, I gained another attribute from Kong Linzu. Third grade root bone. But the problem is that his own root bone is already second grade, so this third grade root bone is completely useless. Placing it in the panel is purely for space purposes. System, what should I do with this unused attribute? Meng Chengqing asked. It can be decomposed. After decomposition, there is a probability of obtaining something like an achievement card. The system answers. Does it still have this function? Meng Chengqing's eyes suddenly lit up. After all, as one's own panel continues to improve, the attributes that can be obtained from friends in the future will basically become useless. But with this function, it's different. The value of things like achievement cards will not be lower than certain attributes, or even just lower than some apex level attributes. You must know that you want to practice a martial art to perfection. It's not a simple matter. Especially high-grade martial arts. In addition to your own qualifications and understanding, you also need a large amount of resources. The achievement card can completely ignore these, and only needs a ding to go up. It can be said to save time, effort and worry. Tip: the better the attributes, the higher the probability of decomposition and shipment, and the better the grade of the items produced will be. The system said. Understood. Meng Chengqing nodded. I don't know what this third grade root bone can be decomposed into. System, decompose third grade root bone. Ding. Decomposition successful. Get profound level martial technique attainment card 1. Luckily, it actually shipped. A smile appeared on Meng Chengqing's face, and it's also a profound level martial technique attainment card. But it's normal to think about it. This is third grade root bone after all. Not a 6th grade, a 5th grade. With that kind of attribute, even if it were broken down and shipped, it would probably be a very low-end product. But there are no martial arts skills that need to be upgraded right now, so let's save them for now. Meng Chengqing thought in his heart. Anyway, he will definitely use it in the future. After all, he still has many martial arts skills he wants. Phew. In a flash, Meng Chengqing disappeared from the spot. A secluded dense forest. It is surrounded by mountains and rarely visited by people. This is it. Meng Chengqing sat cross-legged on a thick branch. He now wanted to open the sealed box given by his aunt to see what was inside. Thoughts moved slightly. The sealed box in the gift ring suddenly appeared in his hand. The seal on the box is no ordinary piece of paper. Meng Chengqing couldn't even pull it off even if he wanted to. Finally, I used True Qi. It seems that what my aunt said is true. I really need the sea opening realm. Meng Chengqing nodded slightly. Creak. As the box is opened, the contents inside are revealed. It's actually a secret book. The material looks a little older. Slightly yellow. There are 5 words written on it. Linglong Great Principal Heaven. It really is a secret. Because Meng Chengqing remembered that when his aunt told him, she used the word, teaching. Since it is taught, there is a high probability that it is a secret book. What secret book is this? Meng Chengqing reached out and took it out and started to read through it. But when I saw the first page, the pupils shrank suddenly. A look of disbelief appeared. It's actually Earth level. Profound level martial arts are already quite rare, let alone Earth level. Even for a large force like Extreme Profundities sect, Earth level is already the core of the sect. Even if you are a true disciple, you are not qualified to learn if you do not meet the standards. And Meng Chengqing is also prepared that he will not be able to practice Earth-level martial arts in a short period of time. But I didn't expect it to be in the box given by my aunt. Taking a deep breath, Meng Chengqing calmed down his emotions and continued reading. Wait, this is not a martial skill. After reading a few pages, Meng Chengqing's eyes moved slightly. It's an Earth-level secret technique. The effect. The more Meng Chengqing looked down, the more terrifying he felt. It can actually temporarily increase strength. This technique has 5 levels in total. When you practice to perfection, your combat power will increase tenfold. 10 times. What is this concept? For a martial artist, 2 or 3 times is already outrageous, let alone 10 times. And as we all know, this secret technique of temporarily increasing strength has always had serious side effects. But this technique does not. The only drawback is that it requires a lot of resources, some of which are even extremely scarce. But Meng Chengqing doesn't have much to worry about. Because according to the rules of the system, all exercises and secret techniques are included in the martial arts column. So as long as there is an Earth-level martial technique attainment card in the future, then you can easily improve it. I didn't expect my aunt to have such a terrifying secret skill. Linglong Great Principal Heaven, his skills are just as the name suggests, full of strength. Meng Chengqing carefully closed the secret book and put it back into the wooden box. He has memorized all the contents. As for practicing by yourself, he had no such idea. How could such a terrifying secret technique be so easy to master? Most of the resources required for the first level are unknown, and they are obviously extremely precious. It is better to wait quietly for the achievement cards. It's the word Linglong again. Meng Chengqing suddenly thought of this. The previous, Linglong Hanyu Sword Sutra, also had the word, Linglong, at the beginning. Could this be a powerful name? Information in the spiritual world is actually not that circulated. Living in Tianling Prefecture, all Meng Chengqing can know is about the situation in Tianling Prefecture. As for other states, I don't know at all. Even the states isn't that clear. This is the limitation of information. After all, our Chamber of Commerce is not an apex-level Chamber of Commerce, the kind that dominates the cultivation world. It just belongs to a big Chamber of Commerce in a small place. As for the Extreme Profundities sect, maybe you can wait until you are officially promoted to the true successor to have a way to learn more. Place the box back into the storage ring. Meng Chengqing stood up and took out the map. Now that the strength has been improved to the sea opening realm, you can start to farm opportunity points. To be honest, a lot of time has been wasted. Some of the opportunities have probably been taken away by others. Although the level 2 peak monster is strong, it is not impossible to deal with. Even if it is an ordinary inner sect disciple, if we find more people, we should be able to kill him with the combined efforts. It's just a matter of final resource allocation. Time is tight. Meng Chengqing is not planning to go to the light red opportunity point anymore, he has only one goal now. That is the crimson opportunity point. The resources it possesses must be needed by the sea opening realm. Meng Chengqing counted and found that there were 10 crimson opportunity points in total. They were located in the center of the map and were relatively close to each other. In addition, Meng Chengqing also noticed, among these 10, there is one with a special red color, which can be said to be far beyond deep red. Located in the center of the map. Stand out from the crowd. What's the chance of dark red? Meng Chengqing gave it a name. From the looks of it, it seems to be more powerful than the crimson chance point. But he didn't think much about it. I stuttered through the meal, so I first brushed the crimson chance points as quickly as possible. Meng Chengqing doesn't have much to worry about when it comes to the crimson chance point. Starting from the light red, it can be deduced that the one guarding the dark red will definitely be a level 3 monster. Monsters of this level are not something Aperture Opening Realm can face. No matter how many people there are, you still have to hurry up. Meng Chengqing tiptoed and rushed forward. What if someone breaks through to the sea opening realm like him? Boom boom boom. The earth shook and the mountains shook. I saw a monster rising into the sky in the huge canyon. A giant great monster that is 100 meters long is rampaging, with a ferocious face. And its front, it was a slender figure that was running away frantically. It's obviously just the Aperture Opening Realm. But the speed is extremely fast. The monster behind him was clearly at level 3, but he couldn't catch up for a while. Master, we have just stung a hornet's nest. This is a level 3 monster. Once you are caught up, you will die on the spot. The figure is none other than Bai Suxi. At this time, his face was pale, but his eyes were full of excitement. I saw a blue spirit medicine in his arms. It has 9 leaves and is full of brilliance. It just looks extraordinary. As the saying goes, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. This is the 9-leaf blue spirit grass, which is similar to the yuanling grass you got before. They are all poison-free spiritual herbs. They can be taken directly without the need to make elixirs to eliminate poisons. It's just a higher grade. With this spiritual grass, it is enough for you to quickly reach the peak of the aperture opening realm, and even break through to the sea opening realm without any big problem. An old voice came from the ring. Having said that, what should I do with this big guy behind me? He keeps chasing me and I can't get rid of him at all. Bai Suxi was a little troubled. With her speed, she can't compare to the level 3 monster. Mainly because of the help of Master's soul power. It's a pity that I haven't found anything to increase my soul power, so the role my master can play is limited. Run first. If it doesn't work, I will take action. The voice spoke. Master. Bai Suxi's eyes dimmed. She knew that if the master used all his strength to attack, his soul power would be exhausted, and he would have to fall asleep by then. It's just a deep sleep. These long years have passed, and sleeping for a while is nothing. You can just look for some soul power objects in the future. The voice became gentler. Although Demon Dao is powerful, he has been with this girl for a long time. There were some changes that even she herself was not aware of. Roar. Seeing that it could not catch up with this little human, the level 3 monster suddenly became ferocious. His body shook, ripples spread, and the surging monster chi turned into dozens of wind blades, shooting towards Bai Suxi. Get out of the way. This monster has used his talent. The voice reminded quickly. Bai Suxi's pretty face changed slightly and she quickly started to dodge. Her energy and blood were unusually strong. If it were anyone else, they would have been exhausted by such intense running. And she seemed to have enough. Boom boom boom. The wind blade kept slashing at the place she stepped on, leaving deep marks. For a time, dust and smoke were everywhere, and sand and rocks were flying. It's actually a level 3 monster. A slender figure appeared on the ancient tree not far away. It was Meng Chengqing. He was just passing by and came over to take a look because he felt monster chi. Monster Chi is an upgrade to monstrous power and is equivalent to Terran's true Chi. The nearest Crimson Opportunity Point here is more than 10 miles away. What on earth did this person do to allow a level 3 monster to chase him so far? Meng Chengqing was a little surprised. At the same time, he looked into the dust and smoke. Phew! A figure jumped out of the dust and smoke. His movements are flexible and extremely fast, moving left and right, constantly dodging the wind blades coming from behind. This is... Meng Chengqing was stunned, because he found that this little figure looked very familiar. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be Bai Suxi. Good guy, is this girl born to be chased by monsters? Meng Chengqing burst into laughter. I remember that when I first met Bai Suxi, I was also chased by monster. The scene is really familiar. Sheila. Bai Suxi was unable to dodge for a moment. His right arm was scratched by the wind blade, and blood suddenly spurted out. Fortunately, he has soul power to protect him, so that monster chi won't invade his body and damage his lungs. No more. Bai Suxi's pretty face turned pale. Although she has abundant chi and blood, more than 4 times that of an ordinary person, and the quality of chi and blood is also very high. But this is a huge difference. It's too hard to make up for. Once this level 3 monster shows up, she has no ability to fight against it. Relax your mind and let me teach you. The old voice said. Yes. Bai Suxi gritted her teeth. Although Master's ideas often conflict with hers, no matter what, he always treats her sincerely. Now he has to use all his soul power for her. If too much soul power is consumed and the foundation is damaged, there will still be risks. Whoosh! Dozens more wind blades struck. Before it became more powerful. The howling wind made Bai Suxi's cheeks hurt. However, just when she was about to relax, a slightly smiling voice sounded in her ears. Junior sister Bai, why are you being chased by monster again? Hear the words. Bai Suxi suddenly raised his head. I saw the shadow of Taoist appeared in front of me. Aha! The figure pulled out the long sword from his waist, and the sword light flashed like snow, easily shattering all the wind blades. Who are you? When the figure turned around, Bai Suxi's pupils shrank slightly, and then she shouted in surprise, "Senior Brother Meng." "It's me." Meng Chengqing smiled slightly, "We'll chat later. I'll deal with this monster first." "Senior Brother Meng, this is a level 3 monster." Bai Suxi didn't have time to pay attention to Meng Chengqing's cultivation. She simply felt nervous and reminded her quickly. In her impression, Senior Brother Meng should be an aperture opening realm like her, and could not be the opponent of this 3rd level monster. How is it possible? This guy has actually set foot in sea opening. However, the old voice spoke suddenly, full of disbelief. Sea opening. Bai Suxi also subconsciously widened her beautiful eyes with shock on her face. "I remember my master said that when we meet again, her cultivation level will definitely surpass that of Senior Brother Meng. After all, she has received many opportunities. But now, I am still in the aperture opening realm 6th layer, but Senior Brother Meng is already in the sea opening realm. Instead of narrowing, the gap is growing. How did this kid practice?" The old voice seemed a little suspicious of life. But in an instant, he breathed a sigh of relief. At least he didn't need to use his original soul power. The state of the soul being asleep is very uncomfortable. That feeling of sinking into endless darkness. Roar. Sensing someone's presence, the level 3 monster suddenly stopped. Its body is extremely large, almost shoulder to shoulder with the hills on both sides. Countless wind whirlpools surrounded it. The scales all over his body are extremely sharp. What monster is this? Meng Chengqing searched in his mind, but found no impression. But looking at the shape of its head, it looks a bit like a tiger. The demon tiger who masters the power of wind. Forget it, what the hell? Meng Chengqing was too lazy to think about it. Holding the sword in his right hand, he slowly walked forward. True Qi also surged out of the body. Visible to the naked eye. Countless frosts centered on it and spread towards the surroundings. The temperature in the valley dropped instantly. Does it affect the environment? It seems that this kid has mastered a profound level high-level martial arts, but is there such a martial arts in the martial pavilions hidden in the inner gate? The old voice was a little surprised. Bai Suxi has also been to Tibetan martial pavilions. It's just that I haven't changed anything, it's just to gain knowledge. There seems to be no ice sword art hidden in the martial pavilions. It should be an adventure outside the sect, belonging to Senior Brother Meng. Bai Suxi thought for a while and said, "Well, I thought that this boy's luck is not as good as yours, and he will be able to catch up in time, but now it seems that this boy is not weaker than you in all aspects. Even stronger than, you can call him a monster." There was a rare hint of heartfelt sigh in the old voice. As a powerful demon Dao, it's rare for her to be called that. Get along well with him and deepen the relationship. It will be good for you. The voice said, "Master." When Bai Suxi heard the word, "get along," her cheeks immediately turned red. "I remember that Master once said that he and Senior Brother Meng were not from the same world. Give up quickly. Now it's a different story." While the two were chatting, Meng Chengqing is getting closer and closer to the demon tiger. At the same time, the exploratory eyes were opened. This was the first time he encountered a level 3 monster, the previous ones were all level 2 monsters. Basic information. Name, Tianfeng Kongyanhu. Race, monster. Level 3 elementary. Property information. Talent, wind flash. Talent, wind curling blade. Talent, big storm. For monster, every time he breaks through a big realm, a talent will be awakened. Some can even enhance certain talents. Tap into deeper power. A lot of information about monster came to Meng Chengqing's mind. "Hey, are you enlightened?" Feeling that the distance was almost there, Meng Chengqing stopped and asked. Roar. However, what responded to him was a bloodthirsty roar. His eyes were filled with strong murderous intent. There is no difference from the previous armored flame lions. Can't even a dignified level 3 monster activate spiritual intelligence? Meng Chengqing frowned slightly. To be honest, he is still very interested in the talents of these monsters. But without intelligence, monster is left with instinct. As the saying goes, the ignorant are fearless. They are not even afraid of death. There is no way to conquer the demon with virtue. Forget it, it seems you are not blessed to be my best friend. Meng Chengqing's expression became calm. The 100 refined sword in his hand began to feel icy cold. Whoosh, Tianfeng Kongyanhu took the lead. Dozens of wind blades swept over. Attack Meng Changqing from all angles. Although the sudden appearance of the human race gave it a dangerous feeling. But the human race is the old enemy. Must die. Linglong Hanyu Broken Flower Realm. Meng Changqing turned the sword in his hand. The dense frost sword energy burst out like celestial immortal flowers, full of beauty and extremely dangerous at the same time. All wind blades were chopped into pieces. Linglong Hanyu Bing Jojo. Meng Changqing didn't stop. Directly activate the strongest move in the sword scripture. The lion fights the rabbit with all his strength. He doesn't want to waste too much time here. Call out. Meng Changqing slapped the hilt of his sword with his palm. The Balian sword immediately shot towards Tianfang Kongyanhu. On the way, true qi surged, and countless frosts covered it, gradually turning into a giant frost sword that was 40 meters long. At the same time, there is also a terrifying sword power blessing. A crescent moon seemed to emerge from the giant sword. At the moment when the crescent moon appears, the giant sword seems to have come to life, its sharp edge is revealed, and it can cut the sky and shatter the earth. Roar. Facing this sword, Tianfang Kongyanhu suddenly roared. The extremely rich danger stimulated its whole body. It wanted to escape, but the surrounding temperature had dropped to a very low level at some point, and countless ice crystals had climbed onto its limbs. It even penetrated into the body. The movement of its demonic energy became very slow. It was too late to dodge. The only option is to resist hard. Big storm. Tianfang Kongyanhu also used his strongest talent. Countless wind whirlpools all around suddenly merged together. It turned into a huge tornado and came towards me. Shit. However, the moment of collision. The storm tornado was directly frozen and then penetrated. Boom. The great frost sword remains unabated. With boundless sharpness and chill. In the blood-red eyes of Tianfang Kongyanhu, it was inserted into its head. Boom. The huge body fell to the ground with a crash, and the light in his eyes gradually dissipated. The majestic level 3 monster has just fallen. So strong. Bai Suxi lightly covered her mouth, shock appearing on her pretty face. Although I know that senior brother Meng must be very powerful, this is also a level 3 monster, and it can't even withstand a sword. This is the terrifying part of the sword's power. The increase in the power of the sword technique is too great. It's an increase of at least 10 times. Even ordinary sword techniques can exert unimaginable power with the increase in sword power. What's more, the sword technique used by this boy is also very apex level, with lofty intentions, almost infinitely close to earth level. The two are combined into one. Not to mention the third level elementary monster, even the intermediate level monster must be given the title. Unless these monsters have strong bloodlines, the gap can be bridged. The old voice spoke. She has rich experience and a sharp eye, and she immediately saw the key point. As the sword powerful, Bai Suxi also had a look of desire in her eyes. Master has said that the power of martial Dao and the true meaning of martial Dao are the greatest amplifying power of a pure martial artist. Only by understanding them can it be possible to compete with those of innate bloodline and innate physique. I must understand it, otherwise how can I serve my family? Bai Suxi clenched her hands. The scene of flames bursting into the sky couldn't help but come to mind. Meng Changqing stood where he was. The 5 fingers of his right hand were grasped. The 100 refined sword immediately flew back from Tianfang Kongyanhu's head and fell smoothly into the palm of his hand. In front of Hengjin's eyes, he found that the sword's body was covered with cracks and seemed to break at a touch. Can't you bear it anymore? The 100 refined sword can withstand the power of qi and blood, but now it seems that it cannot withstand true qi. In the spiritual world, weapons also have levels. They are roughly divided into ordinary items, 100 refinements, spiritual weapons, blood weapons, heavy weapons, Dao weapon and saint weapon. Mortal products are naturally the most common, and blacksmith can refine them. But Balian is a bit difficult. Not only are the materials of weapons quite precious, but the forgers also need certain skills and cultivation. As for the spiritual soldiers, that is a very rare and valuable weapon. Not only can it easily withstand the power of true qi, even the real essence, but it also incorporates rare spiritual objects from heaven and earth, giving it spirituality. If you spend the price to cultivate it, there is still the possibility of giving birth to a weapon spirit in the future. The gap between Bai Lian and it. It's the equivalent of authentication and sea opening realm. Therefore, even if there is a large chamber of commerce behind Meng Chengqing, weapons of this level cannot be obtained. I don't know if there are any spiritual soldiers in this secret realm. The improvement of strength by weapons is also very obvious. Just like the sword just now, if there is no weapon as a carrier, the power of true qi will gradually weaken as the distance becomes farther. Moreover, some weapons contain formations, which can also enhance the power of martial arts. Click. While thinking, the 100 refined sword in his hand finally failed to hold up and shattered all over the ground. Meng Chengqing could only throw away the hilt of his sword. Senior brother Meng. Bai Suxi trotted and came to the front. You girl, what on earth did you do to make Tian Fengkong Yunhu chase you so far? Looking at the young and beautiful girl in front of him, Meng Chengqing said with a smile. Hee, that's it, the 9-leaf blue spirit grass. Bai Suxi slightly raised the spiritual grass in her arms. The old voice originally wanted to remind him that after all, wealth should not be exposed, but considering Meng Chengqing's character, he chose to be quiet. This should be something from the Crimson Opportunity Point. Meng Chengqing raised his eyebrows slightly. No wonder Fengkong Yunhu wanted to chase him so far that day. After all, even the guarding objects were stolen. As a second-grade alchemist, he now naturally knows what this grass is. Like the Yuanling grass that Bai Suxi gave him before, it is the kind that does not contain poison. In the spiritual world, most spirit medicine contains poison, which is said to be the protective mechanism of spirit medicine itself. Like monsters' flesh and blood, it contains viciousness. If it is not removed, eating too much will affect the character of the mind. So alchemist is needed to detoxify. Leave the best part behind. Finally, it is combined with other spirit medicine to refine various elixirs. The 9-leaf blue spirit grass is one of the rare herbs that does not contain any poison. Can be taken directly, and the medicine is powerful. It is a third-grade high-level resource. Yes, I stole it quietly, but I was discovered in the end. Perhaps because she felt completely safe by staying with Meng Chengqing, Bai Suxi also became more relaxed, with a pure smile on her face. You are brave enough, this is a level 3 monster. Meng Chengqing shook his head. If it were him, he would not go there easily without going to sea opening. The gap is too big. When it comes to fighting, there are two completely different styles. But this girl is son of fortune. Common sense is useless to her. I just got a little braver. I won't dare to do it anymore. Bai Suxi patted her slightly bulging chest with some fear. She actually didn't want to go either. But master encouraged me. It is said that the brave will be starved to death and the timid will be starved to death. So she got on it. Fortunately, senior brother Meng appeared in the end, otherwise the master would have fallen asleep. It's not easy to sneak it out from under the nose of a level 3 monster. Meng Chengqing couldn't help but look at Bai Suxi's panel. See if you have learned any secret techniques to conceal your aura. Basic information. Friend. Bai Suxi. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Property information. Root bone. 2nd grade. Comprehension. Superior. Talent. Skillful hands. Kung Fu and martial arts skills. Origin returning Kung Fu of the underworld. 4th level wind and thunder sword technique. Perfection. After looking around, there were no obvious changes. It means that the skills have been practiced to the 4th level, and the sword techniques have been practiced to perfection. Could it be that this technique has the effect of concealing the aura? To be honest, Meng Chengqing is quite interested in this technique because its name looks unusual. Just to get this skill, you have to increase your favorability level. Senior brother Meng, thank you for your help. Each of us can take half of the 9-leaf blue spirit grass. Bai Suxi wanted to repay her kindness. But there doesn't seem to be anything particularly valuable and unused on him. No need, you can use it yourself. With this spiritual grass, it is not a problem to reach the peak of the aperture opening realm, and there is a lot to do in the sea opening realm. Meng Chengqing raised his eyebrows slightly and said with a smile. Good guy, isn't this just a gift of favorability points to your door? Bai Suxi also wanted to say something. But he was directly interrupted by Meng Chengqing. It's nothing but, aren't we friends? Why should we be so polite between friends? Meng Chengqing raised his hand and touched her head. The soft hair felt comfortable to the touch. Yeah, Hearing the word friend, Bai Suxi's eyes were filled with emotion. In today's world, there are really too few pure good people like Senior Brother Meng. I must give back to Senior Brother Meng well in the future. Ding. The favorability level has been increased to 3 stars. Acquire attributes. Origin returning skill of the underworld, 4th level. Trigger extra reward. Earth level martial technique attainment card 3. The system voice sounded in my mind. The smile on Meng Chengqing's face became even brighter. This improvement in favorability seems a bit simple. But simplicity is good, why make it so complicated? Also luck is good. Finally obtained the technique that he had longed for. Additional rewards are also triggered. This reward can be said to be far greater than before. It's the Earth level martial technique attainment card. By the way, let me remind you, in some light red opportunity spots, there will be a small mirror breaking pill. Take back your mind, Meng Chengqing said. Little broken mirror pill. Bai Suxi was a little surprised. This is a 3rd grade elixir, and it actually appears in the light red opportunity spot. Since Senior Brother Meng said this, he obviously met him. Time is tight. I have something else to do, so I won't chat with you. We will get together again after Secret Realm is over. Meng Chengqing patted her shoulder. This is the truth, not, pull up your pants and leave. If he were not in Secret Realm, Meng Chengqing would definitely continue to improve his favorability. According to the rules of the system, once the favorability reaches 5 stars, more functions can be unlocked. The most critical point is that in the future, if a friend has attributes that he is interested in, he can directly obtain them. This girl Bai Suxi is very lucky, and good things will appear on her every once in a while. So you have to have a good relationship. Okay. Bai Suxi nodded heavily. She knew what Meng Chengqing was going to do. The cultivation level of Sea Opening Realm is enough to ride in the Xuanqing Realm. And with Senior Brother Meng's strength, even the Crimson Opportunity Point can be easily achieved. Naturally, we have to hurry up and get all those high-level resources. As for herself, the weight is still clear. Crimson won't join in the fun when the opportunity arises. A few more light reds are enough. Master, can I give the origin returning skill of the underworld to Senior Brother Meng? Bai Suxi was kind-hearted, but she still thought about how she could repay him first. Think about it. It seems that there is only one Earth-level elementary skill in his body. However, this technique was passed down to her by her master. So you have to ask Master first. Can? The old voice nodded. Before this, she would definitely not have agreed. After all, this technique is Earth level, and it is extraordinary. But Meng Chengqing is not an ordinary person, and from these few interactions, it can be seen that he is a simple and pure person who values love and justice. You can use this technique to deepen your friendship with them. In this case, even if he is gone in the future, someone will still be able to protect this girl. Thank you, Master. Bai Suxi was overjoyed. Then he stopped Meng Chengqing, who was about to leave. Senior Brother Meng, wait. What's wrong? Meng Chengqing was confused. This is for you. Bai Suxi took out a secret book from her arms, held it in both hands, and stretched it out in front of Meng Chengqing. When I see the name of the secret book, Meng Chengqing's eyes narrowed. It is Origin Returning Gong. Although this skill has not yet been integrated, it is clear from the additional rewards triggered that this must be an Earth-level skill. How precious is Earth-level? Even the true disciples of Extreme Profundities sect, most of them are not qualified to learn it. All used are profound-level advanced ones. If you get it, you will definitely regard it as a treasure and you will not give it to anyone easily. It seems that his status in this girl's heart is already very high. But this is also related to Bai Suxi's character. He is kind-hearted and knows how to repay kindness. Goodbye, Senior Brother. Feeling that she might be rejected, Bai Suxi directly thrust the secret book into Meng Chengqing's hand, then turned and left. This girl. Meng Chengqing didn't know whether to laugh or cry. But there was an indescribable feeling in my heart. In the end I could only shake my head. Keep the cheats away. In this way, I can use this technique openly and openly without any taboos. It doesn't matter even if Bai Suxi sees it. Otherwise, I will have to find a reason in the future, otherwise I will not be able to explain that I know the underworld origin returning skill. After staying away from Meng Chengqing, Bai Suxi stopped on a hillside. She turned around and looked in the direction of Meng Changqing. Every meeting with senior brother Meng is so short. It would be nice if it could last longer. A confidant is hard to find in life, and a true friend is even rarer. You're lucky to have met a good man. The old voice rarely sighed with emotion. It would have been her time. If there is a 9-leaf blue spirit grass placed in front of them, even members of the same sect will kill each other. Morality, friendship, they are all nothing but false things. But there was no trace of greed in Meng Changqing's eyes. Just a little surprised. After taking one look, he moved away. Regarding Bai Suxi's proposal, she directly chose to reject it. Yes, senior brother Meng is a very good person. There was even a look of admiration in Bai Suxi's beautiful eyes. She is just a teenage girl. At this age, how can one not feel admiration when meeting a man who is like light? However, I have to work harder. Bai Suxi withdrew her gaze and clenched her fists. Senior brother Meng has already reached the sea-opening realm, I can't leave him behind too much. Master, after secret realm, you can teach me the true inheritance. Good. Meng Changqing stood erect. The blue wind is coming, and the clothes are flying. He opened the character panel. Prepare to fuse attributes. Although Bai Suxi gave him the secret book, there was no direct fusion, it came directly. System, fusion attributes. Ding. The fusion begins. The moment he finished speaking, an extremely majestic realization emerged in his mind. That's all about the essence of origin returning gong. The number is so large that it even far exceeds the Linglong Hanyu Sword Sutra. It took more than half an hour to absorb everything. Call. Meng Changqing took a breath and slowly opened his eyes. And there was deep excitement in his eyes. This technique is indeed earth level. But that's not what excites him. The key is content. Origin returning kung fu from the underworld is not a martial skill, but a simple kung fu. The function of this technique is to increase the total amount of qi in blood or true qi. There are 5 floors. Each time you reach a level, your level will be doubled, but at the 5th level, there will be a qualitative change, a full 10-fold improvement. As everyone knows, everyone's qi, blood or true qi power is not much different. Therefore, controlling the consumption of true qi during combat is also a very critical factor. But if you have enough true qi, then innate will be in a winning position. Like the sword that killed Tianfang Kongyanhu just now. It's an all-out effort. Although it is very powerful, the remaining true qi can only fire one more sword at most. After that, you can only use some weak sword moves. No wonder when I saw Bai Suxi, I felt that her vitality was unreasonable. Meng Changqing's eyes moved slightly. Logically speaking, after being chased by Tianfang Kongyanhu, his energy and blood should have bottomed out. But Bai Suxi is the complete opposite. Very full. It doesn't feel like it consumes much. It turned out to be because of this origin returning skill. The human Danhai is the mysterious place where true qi was born. Only through continuous understanding can we gradually increase the total amount of true qi. This is also the practice of sea-opening realm. Origin returning gong does not help martial artists to understand the Danhai. Instead, it simulates an existence similar to Danhai in the 5 internal organs of the physical body, allowing true qi to be stored there. You must know that true qi can only exist in the Dan Sea and cannot persist in meridians and other places for a long time. So the idea of this exercise is very correct. What a great guy, you can even create such a technique. Meng Changqing admired him deeply. He has now integrated Bai Suxi's skills, and the origin returning skill of the underworld is already at the 4th level. This means that the Danhai has been simulated in the lungs, spleen, liver and kidneys. Only the last heart is left. When the 5 internal organs' origin returns, the amount of true qi that can be stored will change qualitatively. System, use Earth level martial technique attainment card. Improve the underworld origin returning skill. Ding. Consume Earth level martial technique attainment card 1. The underworld origin returning skill has been upgraded to the 5th level. Boom. The words fell. Meng Changqing felt a sudden shock in his heart. It feels like the heaven and earth are opening up. At the same time, there seems to be an indescribable connection between the 5 internal organs. They are connected to each other, and the simulated alchemy sea expands even more. The amount of true qi it can store. It has reached 10 times the size of the real alchemy sea. This technique is extremely difficult to practice because it requires the use of many strange resources and even some monster parts. Bai Suxi is lucky and can be found one after another, but I guess it won't be possible. Meng Chengqing felt the changes in his body, and raised the corners of his mouth slightly, but I have attainment card, it's the same, and it's much simpler. Just a ding. Thinking about it, Meng Chengqing began to mobilize true qi to gather at the place of the 5 internal organs. When Danhai noticed that true qi was decreasing, he took the initiative to replenish it. According to Meng Chengqing's estimate, it may take several hours to fill up. There are also 2 achievement cards that can improve the Linglong Great Principal Sky. The value of this secret technique is almost equal to that of the Underworld Origin Returning Technique. It's a pity that, like the Origin Returning skill of the Underworld, you have to practice it to the last level, which is the Great Consummation, before you can see major changes. But no matter what, you have to practice it. System: improve the Linglong Great Principal Sky. Ding. Consume Earth Level Martial Technique Attainment Card 2. Linglong Great Principal Heaven has been upgraded to the 2nd level. A lot of insights came to my mind instantly, slowly absorbed by Meng Chengqing. Since there were only 2 layers, it didn't take much time. After a stick of incense, Meng Chengqing opened his eyes. The 2nd level of Linglong Great Principal means that the combat power can be doubled. Its main idea is to burn true qi so that the quality of true qi increases. As a result, the power of various martial arts used is strengthened. To a certain extent, the Origin Returning skill of the Underworld and Linglong Great Principal Sky are a perfect match. One improves true qi's capacity, and the other improves true qi's quality. It's a pity that the Linglong Great Principal is only a secret technique, not a skill. It can only increase the power in a short period of time. Meng Chengqing couldn't help but feel a little regretful. But no matter what, with the addition of these 2 secret techniques, his strength has skyrocketed. Even if you are new to Sea Opening Realm, you still have the confidence to try it with the martial artist at the top of Sea Opening Realm. Calm your mind. Meng Chengqing didn't waste any more time and galloped away into the distance. There are 10 crimson opportunity points in total. Bai Suxi took away 1, leaving only 9. You have to hold on tight. Not to mention taking them all, at least 3 must be in the bag. The 3rd day. Boom. A Taoist shadow flew out upside down, breaking many ancient trees, and finally embedded itself into the mountain wall. Present large characters. Puff. Blood spurted out of Duanyun's mouth. There was a look of unwillingness in his eyes. Why? Why? As the most outstanding disciple of Punishment Peak in recent years, he has always regarded himself as the number 1 in the inner sect. I don't think anyone can be his opponent. But the reality is completely opposite. After entering the secret realm, he first encountered the crazy knife, but lost at the moment of 100 moves. Now that they have met the Shi brothers, the end is even worse. Just 10 moves. He was knocked out. It's obviously the first time I've entered the Sea Opening Realm. How so? Duanyun clenched his hands and staggered out of the mountain wall. His face was full of humiliation. But he didn't continue. Instead, he turned around and left. When the gap is too big, he can only recognize the reality. Brother, this person is so strange. He is so weak, but he still wants to attack me. Shi Yao spoke. The voice is rich, yet a little childish. Don't worry about him, let's continue looking for the baby. Shi Guang withdrew his gaze and twisted his neck. The terrifying body of about 2.5 meters suddenly made a dull thunderous sound, and a strong sense of oppression filled the air. Okay, brother, we must hurry up and become stronger, and then we will fall dead and make my mother happy. Shi Yao said seriously. Snapped. Shi Guang slapped Shi Yao on the forehead. Don't use idioms randomly, it's about getting ahead. Are you sure, brother? Shi Yao frowned slightly. Such a heavy slap felt nothing to him. Of course, I'm smarter than you. Don't forget that when I was 6 years old, I could count from 1 to 10. A look of pride appeared on Shi Guang's big Chinese face. Now I can even count to 100. Okay, you're pretty good. Shi Yao held his mouth shut. Hey, let's go, we have to look elsewhere. The old man outside said before we came here that there is something we want in the Crimson Opportunity spot. Don't let anyone else take it away. Shi Guang walked forward. That stinky old man likes to talk half-heartedly. I really want to give him a good beating, but unfortunately I can't. Shi Yao quickly followed. Two big men suddenly walked among the mountains and forests. And there was a huge level 3 monster lying quietly on the ground. There is no breath at all, just like mud. The fourth one. A shadow walked out of the darkness, facing a huge waterfall. It was Meng Chengqing. Look at it from the map. The chance points are relatively close to each other. But in fact it is quite the opposite. Because Xuanqing realm is really big. Fortunately, he had enough true qi and kept running at full speed. He finally got ahead of many people and won 3 crimson opportunity points in a row. The resulting high-level resources. There are elixirs and spirit medicines. Anyway, they are all things that increase one's cultivation. These alone are enough to cultivate to see opening realm for 5th layer. As long as I win this 4th one, I will have almost half of it. Meng Chengqing is quite satisfied with this. After all, there are only 10 crimson opportunity points in total. As for why you can get so much, in addition to his own strength, there are probably others who have not yet broken through to the sea opening realm. Or just break through. Otherwise, relying on the strength of those apex level disciples, once they break through, they can still easily handle these level 3 monsters. Continue. Just as Meng Chengqing was about to enter the waterfall, footsteps were heard next to him. I saw a figure walking out of the dense forest. Wearing a black outfit, he has a cold face. The body is filled with true qi that is unique to sea opening realm. The aura is also quite strong. Clearly not your average martial artist. Sea opening realm. Meng Chengqing nodded slightly. It is now the 3rd day, and it is normal for sea opening realm to begin to appear. He is lucky. The first resource I encountered was the little broken mirror pill. Otherwise, it would not have been possible to break through so quickly. Judging from this person's clothes, he should be a disciple of Punishment Peak. Thinking about it, Meng Chengqing opened his exploratory eyes. Basic information. Name: Duanyun. Race: human race. Cultivation: sea opening realm 1st layer. Property information: root bone, 3rd grade. Comprehension: superior. Talent: iron hands, kung fu and martial arts. Cheniang soul breaking palm, perfection. Broken steps, dacheng. Dead soul. Meng Chengqing suddenly realized. No wonder this panel is so good. Although root bone is not very outstanding, his understanding is rare and he has talent. In addition, he has also perfected the profound level advanced palm technique, which is unique to Punishment Peak. Kong Linzu told him about several apex level geniuses in the inner sect. This Duanyun is one of them. Finally met these geniuses. Meng Chengqing raised the corners of his mouth slightly. In addition to obtaining resources, his main purpose in coming to Secret Realm is to make friends with these geniuses. It's just that although this Duanyun's panel is good, there doesn't seem to be anything that can really interest him. But it doesn't matter. Unused attributes can be used for decomposition. Now that we have met, let's make a good friendship. A disciple of Lingxiao Peak. Duanyun looked Meng Chengqing up and down for a while, and his expression suddenly became calmer. I remember since that special physique was promoted. There is nothing particularly outstanding among the inner disciples of Lingxiao Peak. Come on, let's have a fight, the winner will get this chance point. Duanyun said directly. It can be said that he is holding fire in his heart now. He claimed to be the best in the inner sect, but he was defeated one after another, even defeated by 10 moves. How could this not make him feel humiliated? Now I have to beat up a martial artist of the same level and win a game to vent my anger. The person in front of me just met the requirements and was in the same realm, but he didn't seem to have much of an impression. He was probably an ordinary disciple with average strength. Not at his level. In this case, it seems a bit bullying, but, never mind. All he wants now is to have clear thoughts. Let off steam. This person should consider himself unlucky. Meng Chengqing was stunned. Is it so direct? The competition for resources is indeed dominated by those who are able. But it doesn't even contain any nonsense, which is really rare. Moreover, the look he was looking at this person had been on him from the beginning and never moved away. It feels like they are not here for resources. Okay, but I have to add a condition. After regaining consciousness, Meng Chengqing smiled slightly. What conditions? It was Duanyun's turn to be stunned. How can we still have conditions for a fight? If I win, you have to agree to be my friend. Meng Chengqing said. Duanyun immediately took a deep breath. Veins are bouncing on his forehead. Compared to the inexplicable conditions for becoming friends in the second half of the sentence, it was the first half that made him even more angry. If we win, does anyone think they can beat him now? Why does this person have such confidence? He is just an ordinary disciple. Do you know who you are? Punishment Peak cuts off 08 souls. The intersect is currently number 4. Sure. Duanyun gritted his teeth, and his eyes seemed to be filled with suppressed fire. Hearing this, Meng Chengqing felt that this man had mental problems. Most likely he's a psychopath. Is there anything wrong with the condition you put forward? Absolutely not. Why are you still angry? But you have to use all your strength, otherwise I will be unhappy. The unhappiness in Duanyun's heart has now reached its peak. We'll take action later. He felt like he wouldn't be able to control himself. So I gave him a kindly reminder to avoid being crippled by his medical hands. All your strength. Okay. Seeing Duanyun's serious look, Meng Chengqing nodded. It seems that this may be a martial arts fanatic. For Wu Kai, you really have to go all out. This is respect for your friends. Cheniang's soul-breaking palm. Before Meng Chengqing could make a move, Duanyun took the initiative. He couldn't bear it anymore. The dark true qi surges. A ball of black sun transformed into the palm of his hand. This is a profound level advanced palm technique with astonishing power. It is definitely not something that ordinary disciples can handle. Fly out. Duanyun recalled that the two battles he fought after coming to Secret Realm both ended in this way. Especially the time with Shi Yao. So we have to let other people have a taste of this. Nice palm technique. Meng Chengqing nodded slightly. This palm is in line with the level of an intersect apex level genius. Ordinary sea opening realm 3/4 layer comes over, I'm afraid it will be difficult to take over. Then, take the sword. Meng Chengqing closed his eyes and then opened them suddenly. The whole person's temperament also changed drastically in an instant. Just like a divine sword being unsheathed, its edge is revealed. The boundless momentum and extreme sharpness seemed to be able to break the heaven and the earth. See this scene. Duanyun's cruel smile almost froze on his face. Disbelief gradually appeared in his eyes. As an apex-level genius. Of course he knows what this momentum is. Sword power. It's sword power. But how is it possible? He has never even touched it, and this is just an unknown and ordinary disciple. How can he have it? Linglong Hanyu. Just when Duanyun was in a daze, Meng Chengqing drew his sword. But I saw the two fingers turned into swords. There seemed to be countless sword lights flashing on his fingertips. Stepping forward, the figure disappeared immediately. When he appeared again, he was already in front of Duanyun. Kill on the moon. The sword light at his fingertips was like a rainbow, and the aura was so terrifying that it made Duanyun's black hair ring like a hunting flag. Duanyun also came back to his senses. His expression suddenly changed. At such a distance, there is no way to avoid, the only option is to connect hard. Cheniang's soul-breaking palm. Broken soul roars. There was deep anger in his voice. How so? Why do I feel so strong every time I meet someone? Is the current inner gate full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers? Boom. Palms and fingers meet. The black sun was instantly wiped out, leaving no resistance at all. And Duanyun also flew out directly, smashing dozens of ancient trees crazily, and finally embedded into the mountain wall. So weak. Meng Chengqing was shocked. At first, I wanted to go all out. After all, it was Duanyun's request, but after thinking about it, I decided to forget it. If he tried his best, this person would definitely die. Thinking about it, he changed his sword moves. Instead of using Bingju Kyushu, he used the relatively weak step moon kill in the Sword Sutra. He doesn't even use a sword, it's just true qi transformed. But even so, Duanyun couldn't resist it at all. It flew out when touched. It seems that the sword power is too strong, or this apex-level genius is a bit weak. Shaking his head slightly, Meng Chengqing ran towards the mountain wall, but he didn't want to be killed by a sword. In the mountain wall, Duanyun looked miserable, his palms were bloody and full of sword marks. He had no intention of getting out of the mountain wall. I just want to be alone and quiet. He doesn't understand. I really don't understand. Why can't I beat anyone I meet? Master Mingming said that if nothing unexpected happens, he will be number one in the inner sect. But the reality is completely opposite. There are accidents everywhere. He couldn't beat the crazy knife. He can't beat the Shi brothers either. I finally met an ordinary disciple who looked ordinary, but turned out to have the power of a sword. What happened to this 757 world? Targeted at him. He obviously just wants to vent. Why is it so difficult? Especially where he is now, he is on a mountain wall. Puff. The more Duanyun thought about it, the harder it became to accept, and he spurted out a mouthful of blood. Are you okay? Some familiar voices came. Duanyun couldn't help but raise his head, and then his pupils shrank slightly, and a chill spread all over his body. It was the ordinary disciple. But at this moment, in his eyes, this seemingly harmless ordinary disciple was actually full of danger. I'm sorry, I didn't expect you to be unable to withstand even one move. Meng Chengqing said apologetically and seriously. You. Duanyun reacted suddenly. Yes, it seems that I can't even sustain a single move. You know, even when facing that scary guy Shi Yao, I have blocked 10 moves. Others are constantly making progress, so why do you keep breaking the lower limit yourself? Puff. When his heart was filled with grief and anger, Duanyun spurted blood again and fainted. What a shame. Don't be dizzy, brother, agree to be my friend first. As a man, you can't break your promise. Meng Chengqing immediately stepped forward and patted Duanyun's face. But the person didn't respond at all. It seems that he doesn't want to wake up again. How to fix it? Meng Chengqing is worried. Why is this guy so dizzy? I don't know when I will wake up now. I can't wait for him here all the time. Time is very important. If you are so weak, don't let anyone use your full strength. You can't even hold on to my 60%. Meng Chengqing shook his head slightly. After inspection, Duanyun's injuries were actually not that serious. It's a little more serious than a minor injury. Logically speaking, you shouldn't faint. I guess there are other reasons. However, this also made Meng Chengqing replace the second grade healing elixir with first grade. Second grade is still relatively precious. Use it as much as possible. As he took the elixir, Duanyun gradually came to his senses. But when he opened his eyes and saw Meng Chengqing, he subconsciously shrank his body and squeezed back. But there is already a mountain wall behind him, and there is no space at all. What do you want to do? Duanyun couldn't help but ask. Don't look at me so warily, I just healed your injuries. Meng Chengqing said with a smile. Healing. Sensing the power of the medicine in his body, Duanyun's face relaxed slightly, and then he straightened up and said, thank you very much. No need to say thank you, let's talk about business. Meng Chengqing doesn't want to hear this. Business. Duanyun was stunned. Well, let's fight before. Isn't there an additional condition? If I win, you have to agree to be my friend. Meng Chengqing said. Duanyun didn't know what to say. He didn't care about this condition at all at first. After all, how can you lose against an ordinary disciple? But the result is the opposite. How can I be your friend if I'm so weak? Duanyun said with some self-deprecation. After these few battles, his self-confidence has been completely wiped out. And in his opinion, they must at least be equal in strength to become friends. When I make friends, I don't look at my ability, but my attributes, well, my eye-catching skills. Meng Chengqing smiled slightly. Now it's time for you to cash in. Since you don't mind it, then I am willing to be your friend. Duanyun didn't think much about it. If you are willing to admit defeat, you have to admit it. Besides, this person is better than me. Ding. Add friends successfully. Current favorability. 1 star. Acquire attributes. Talent Iron Hand. The voice of the system sounded in my mind. Meng Chengqing raised his eyebrows slightly. Not bad. It's actually a useful attribute. He thought he would get the comprehension root bone or something like that, so he was ready to decompose it. If you are talented, you can also fuse and fuse. Can you still move? Meng Chengqing stood up. If the addition is successful, then he has to continue to brush opportunity points. Can. Duanyun nodded. Then I'll go first. Goodbye, friend. Meng Chengqing turned and left. Disappeared from Duanyun's sight. What a strange guy. Duanyun looked back. Make friends without asking his name or introducing yourself. It was completely like a formality. Forget it, some geniuses have weird minds. Maybe it's not normal, but when did such a monster appear in the inner door? From the looks of it, it seems that Aperture Opening Realm has realized the sword's power. The power of martial Dao. Duanyun whispered, looking at the ranks of true legends, only those at the top can possess them. Why? Duanyun sighed softly. Although his injuries have improved a lot, he no longer wants to leave this mountain wall. Just stay inside quietly. Not bad. It's really too dangerous outside. What if you encounter a pervert again after you go out and get knocked into the mountain wall? How uncomfortable it would be. System, Fusion Attributes. Walking into the waterfall, Meng Chengqing opened the panel directly. Ding. The fusion begins. A familiar feeling appears, just like when I merged with my skillful hands. It's as cold as water and grows under the skin of your hands. It took a full stick of incense to gradually disappear. Iron hands that are naturally extremely hard will have more obvious effects when practicing martial arts such as palm skills and boxing skills. Meng Chengqing looked at his hands, clenching and unclenching his fingers. Compared to before, it is indeed much harder. And some structures have changed. Once you practice palm skills and boxing skills, you will get twice the result with half the effort, like a fish in water. Although Bai Suxi's skillful hands are suitable for practicing swordsmanship, they are also applicable to martial arts such as palm and boxing techniques. Backquote, skilled hand plus iron hand, it won't be as simple as 1 plus 1. Quote, it can greatly enhance the power of martial arts such as palm techniques. Although it is definitely not as good as the trend, it is still a certain increase. If you have the chance, you can increase Duanyun's favorability. The profound level high-level palm technique used by Duanyun is not weak, but it is too strong, and it is completely crushing. As a result, Duanyun had no time to display the many subtleties of this palm technique. Or you can go to hidden martial pavilions to learn it yourself. Anyway, there are many more profound level achievement cards. Currently, Meng Chengqing majors in swordsmanship mainly because of the existence of sword power, not because Meng Chengqing is not interested in other schools. Shake his head slightly. Meng Chengqing recovered his mind. The broken soul is just a sudden episode. What he is really interested in is actually the Shi brothers. After all, that is the unique apex level body refining bloodline. With the improvement of his cultivation, he has now been left behind in terms of defense. No Jiao bronze armor technique is just a human level high level technique after all. Even if you have the talent rough skin and thick flesh, it can only be compared to the beginning of profound level. It can also be used in Aperture Opening Realm. When it comes to sea opening, it definitely won't work. Therefore, Meng Chengqing will not go head to head with those level 3 monsters now. Kill directly from a distance every time. If you encounter someone who is extremely fast and arrives in the blink of an eye, it is really very dangerous. I don't know where the Shi brothers are, Meng Chengqing thought as he walked inside. The 4th Crimson Opportunity is located behind this huge waterfall. Behind the waterfall is a very wide space in the belly of the mountain. About several hundred meters high. There are all kinds of strange boulders. In the center, there is a slender monster crawling with wings on its back. The moment Meng Chengqing appeared, monster suddenly opened his blood-red eyes. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.